guys forgotten this about me? I'm kind of nervous. Indisposition.
Oh, I hope we're all ready because we're live.
Oh, well, hail and well met. I'm
you
Mr.
serious?
Eager DM at your service. My friends and I welcome you to our live stream Dungeons and Dragon broadcast. Dragon? Just the one dragon today. Dungeons and Dragons.
It's killed the other one, so
presented by
I'll make a
Lawful
note of that.
RPG.
Just one.
Tonight,
dragon.
we have for your viewing and listening amusement our return to Trapped by Hope, our playthrough of the module Descent into Avernus with bigger, badder, and bolder enhancements. With us around the virtual table, we have Falcron the Cleric, Typhon the Wizard, Rim the Ranger Paladin, Silas the Paladin Fighter, Jax the Rogue, Zelmira the Monk, and Persephone the Bard. Welcome, players. So, if there are no more announcements, questions, comments, or insults, very well. My friends, it is time. I extend my hand, inviting you to step with me into fantasy. Release your hold on that which you know to be true, and let imagination rule for the next few hours.
He said the thing.
He said the thing.
It's real now.
My friends, last time Conscript Group 14 had their long-awaited confrontation with Archon the Cruel, a fallen paladin of Bahamut and servant of Tiamat, the Queen of Dragons. After presenting an offering to the Dragon Queen, the adventurers initiated the battle by using the diversion promised to them by Bel, the former ruler of Avernus. This diversion proved to be a powerful spell, which opened a dimensional portal leading to the Abyss. As a diversion, it was quite effective, but it both enraged Tiamat and caught the attention of Zariel the Fallen, who arrived shortly thereafter to do battle with none other than the demon lord Baphomet and his encroaching legion. In the midst of this chaos, the adventurers managed to slay Archon, obtaining both a reliquary filled with Tiamat's blood and the infamous Hand of Vecna. Unfortunately, the Demon Stone, their stalwart infernal machine, was destroyed. With both Zariel and Tiamat incandescent with rage, Zelmira called upon Glazia, Lord of the Sixth, to grant her her final boon. And with a massive blast of wind, the adventurers were snatched from the clutches of Zariel and now find themselves flying through the air amidst pandemonium.
Panda's not in this game, Sean.
That's what you think.
Name Panda, last name Demonium.
The wind rips at you, tearing clothing, hair, and flesh. Your eyes burn and your ears ring. Suction of the maelstrom is so great, it pulls the air from your lungs. Your breath comes in fits and gasps. As you fly, you have the impression that several pairs of eyes, hollow depressions of shadow, really, are regarding you as you fly. Eventually, the shrieking wind begins to subside, and you feel yourself falling. But only for a moment. The thump, you land upon the ground, your head spinning and your body bleeding from numerous small cuts and abrasions. But you live. And the only movement visible to you are 4 enormous whirlwinds that spin nearby for a moment before dissipating into the heat of Avernus. Looking around you, you see your companions, but nothing else. What do you do?
I try to jump back in.
Sure.
I will grab you and prevent you from doing that.
Oh, that was fun, Rim.
Nope.
I immediately look around to make sure that everyone in the party is with us.
Everyone in the party is with you. You see everyone that you went to the encounter with the exception of Amanazro. Everyone seems to have been included in whatever just happened.
We seem to be short one demon, but other than that, I think we're all here. Looking around the group, is anyone particularly bloodied and or rough shape looking? Oh, party members of mine?
Speak up.
I do have a small graze.
I'm fine.
I felt better.
It's about that big.
You look around there. I mean,
I
there are
feel about
numerous
40% of what I could.
superficial cuts and such, and of course also the wounds that you had at the behest of Archon and his entourage.
Yes. All
I'm
right.
feeling about half as good as I could.
Could be better. About
Sometimes I feel twice as good as this, and those are good days.
If I were a glass, I would definitely feel half empty right now.
Strange conversations people have in the D&D world. How are you? Well, I'm about half as good as I could be.
Yeah.
Well, just quickly,
That's me before coffee.
Alias donated 1,000 bits, so that's a healing potion.
Well, Alias.
Woo!
And thank you very
Who
much for the
gets
gifted
stuff,
subs,
eh?
guys.
Who gets stuff?
Good stuff. Oh, I feel so better.
It looks like the person who gets stuff is Jax.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
I'm going to
Thank
go
you
ahead and
very much.
DM, I'm going to begin a prayer of healing, assuming that we've got at least 10 minutes of futzing around to do. So,
You are free to make that assumption.
Is it? Can I see if there's?
Oh, it's a greater healing potion, Jax.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
man. I asked, who wants a rat kebab?
oh, Sean, I've missed you.
Anybody?
Rim will gladly take one from you.
Oh, there you go. If you eat it now, it heals 1 hit point. Does anyone else want one?
Falcon just drops into a seated position and immediately starts to pray.
No.
Can I see
stuffed
if my
5 in my
can
face.
pierce if my eyes can pierce the whirlwind, or if I can hear
Oh,
anything?
the whirlwind has dissipated, and you now
So it's
see-
just darkness that we're seeing at the moment. Yes.
Well, you're seeing the plains of Avernus, the same desolate ground with the light in the distance, perhaps a rising sun, perhaps a setting sun, heat bearing down on you, but also coming up from the ground, and you feel very exposed. The last time you were here on the plains of Avernus on foot was before you visited Mad Maggie's the first time.
Is there anything that I can see that is identifiable as to where we are in Avernus?
Make a perception check.
I was like, oh, I got a 97. No, that's.
Well,
Oh, that is a crit
Natural.
though. 27.
so you step away from the group and you peer out. You look in all directions. There are storm clouds, red lightning. You could see very, very distant something that could be very large flying, but is moving away from you. And just when you think you have no idea where you are, you see light glinting off of something metal sticking up out of the ground. With a 27, you get the distinct impression that it is a blade of some sort. But to be able to see it at this distance, it must be enormous.
Is this do I think that this is the Titan's blade that where we encountered the Titan previously?
It would certainly be a good guess. I think it's the only large blade that you have encountered on Avernus.
I will relay that.
Uldrak.
And so, yeah, if we consult the map, that's the only giant blade-like structure in Avernus, as far as the map's concerned, yeah?
Do you consult the map?
Don't consult the map. But I will relay that to the party.
Okay.
Does anyone need this healing potion?
Are you finger tutting? Oh my god, yes. Yes! Yes!
Jax, you can keep it for yourself.
Oh, I stole it out of that Archon the Cruel's bag.
Well done.
Speaking of which, who has the Hand of Vecna? Who has Fane Eater, Archon's axe, and who has the reliquary?
I think I have the axe as well.
I have the reliquary.
Persephone is not picking up evil things lightly, unless somebody asks
Yeah,
to.
so to be clear, I have the arm. I have his entire arm. I have not touched the hand. I have his.
Yeah, you have the entire arm of Archon.
The arm
Arm con. Damn it, Ryan.
All right, bring it on.
You're very close. Let's give her a hand. All right.
Yeah.
He's quite disarming.
Yeah.
Don't make me slap you.
Really suffered an L blow back there, so it's
I'm about to crawl through space and time, through your computer screen.
To slap him?
just give me a hug.
Hug you!
Aw.
Say it really threateningly. I'm gonna hug you!
It'd be a one-arm hug.
The one-armed hug. Oy, oy, oy.
That's like a one-arm buzz.
I want you to like the rings crawl through the screen just to come give me a hug. I feel like that would be the best sort of setup to that.
10 minutes go by, during which time Falkren completes her prayer of healing, but this 10 minutes, it just drags. As the adrenaline and the insanity of what you just faced begins to recede, the enormity of what you've done and your situation begins to sink in.
So please go ahead.
Alone and without transportation on the plains of Avernus.
I'm going to go to Eastland, who I assume is also not looking well.
Eastland has not spoken since she arrived. Her eyes are wide. She is staring. She has her arms clenched around her. She's breathing shallowly.
I will put a hand on her shoulder.
She starts.
It's over. Are you okay?
I will be.
I would imagine you feel rather abandoned by your patron after his distraction put you in mortal peril.
There was never anything saying that there wouldn't be danger. He delivered on what he promised. It was supposed to be one of you. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was supposed to take my opportunity to leave, but I didn't.
I'm glad you're all right.
You stayed with us instead of fleeing.
It seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
Careful, you're sounding like me.
She sounds nothing like you.
It's metaphor. It's a. You're right.
Eastland, what do you need?
Get home. I've seen things here. They've changed me. Some of it's been for the better. Not that. Not that. And she goes back to staring and shivering occasionally.
How much remains for you to do? Or you're free of the tether?
We've spoken of that. I can go where I wish so long as I fulfill my obligations. Far better chance of doing that elsewhere than here.
I will sort of move over to her and kneel in front of her, so my face is just kind of right up in front of hers, and just keep an even gaze on her and say, I imagine you can survive just about anything if you've endured that, especially anything the material plane has to offer. Do you want to go back?
Yes. I'm sorry, but I can't anymore. I can't, Typhon.
Can we all hear this, or is this a private conversation?
She's speaking quietly, but she didn't make any effort to hide it.
I can probably hear it.
And I would say, no. We're alive because of you. I'm alive because of you. I don't know if there are any of us who could have escaped the trap that Bell set for you. But you find your way out of just about any snag. You always have. So I will help you with this last one. But I can't watch over you from here. Just find a spot to lay low for a while, yes?
Someplace to rest. I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I don't think you all are close to being finished with this. I would have liked to have seen the end.
We'll tell you about it.
Of course.
I'll find you
Of course.
once this is over. And you'll put a run a hand just kind of run it down the side of her hair, and we'll excuse me, bring her close and very gently kiss her forehead while making a gesture with his left hand, and her form just simply vanishes from here as he casts banishment on her.
Right.
And
Roll a D100
whispers
for
under
me,
his-
Typhon.
okay.
I hope you roll whatever number is like her favorite pub.
Yes.
Yay.
You have no way of knowing where on Theron
It's the elven
she is
capital.
gone. But
But it's not the
Except
27
if
club,
Sean
so-
tells us.
Moonshine Isles, whatever it's called.
But she does disappear. There's a sort of a vacuum sound as air rushes into the space where she was. And after a minute,
I'm
Typhon,
really
you feel-
sorry.
You feel a release, and the spell is completed, and Islin is gone.
I'd like to apologise, Typhon. I was hired by finding all the traps, and I didn't see a trap. I'm sorry.
It's possible this entire venture is some sort of trap in itself. Jax, no, you have...
Well, then I've definitely failed.
You have done your part admirably.
Shit. I forgot. She owed me her gloves. I'll have to get them back when we get home.
Where
You'll
she
just have
left,
to
there's a
help me
little
find
pile
her.
of 2
will.
folded gloves.
Oh, yay!
Oh,
That's cute.
Which are invisible.
Don't take that back. Don't you take that from me.
I wasn't going to take him
God.
anyway.
Delmira walks forward, snatches the gloves up.
Boom! There's a big explosion. Everyone dies.
Gone.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. See ya sometime.
And that
And hell.
you see,
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
at last
Tricked by
you
Hope.
see
All right.
Typhon, the failure of dark elves. One day, you might have someone that would do the same for you that you would for them.
Well, Silas, I don't know if setting her own boundaries and following through with them is necessarily a bad thing.
And you would do well to remember we owe our lives to that dark elf.
This mission is not for everyone. And if any of you wish it, you can go home at any time.
It's
Oh,
not for anyone.
no one said that at the beginning.
With that, Falkren's prayer of healing goes off. It's
Wait. I give her bardic inspiration to help with that.
Well, that's nice.
Huh.
Can I do that? It's Ryan's
I
idea.
don't think so. I don't think it applies to this roll. I mean, he doesn't have to roll a d20. Right, Ryan? You don't roll a d20 on this, right?
It's the magical
Oh, it does?
inspiration, right?
Yeah,
You can
it's-
add
it's-
it to damage rolls or healing
Heal.
rolls.
Healing, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
By all means.
What is it?
Inspired.
What's that? What's
Does it
that
just
party?
affect one person, or does it actually affect?
So that's what. So that was my thought. I thought because it was a prayer of healing, it would like the inspiration would then go and get divvy up.
Help us, Internet.
Z. I call on
Great
Z.
internet.
Where are you, Z?
This would be
It's
a
in
really
the,
weird one to type into WebMD.
Does
I would
I
love
say
to
with-
see
says-
what that would yield.
Z says that with prayer of healing, it would be granted to all. So that
Hi, Z.
makes sense.
I think
It's
Z's right
because
because
you're
I
the one
like
who
it.
you're the one who rolls the healing, and then that's what's applied to everybody. So yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense.
What, you're a
Right, so-
D10 now? You're going to roll
so Tessa, it's a
one now.
D10.
T10.
All right, cool. So it's 22 plus D10, D10, D10. Oh,
I knew it.
I called it.
23.
this is why I shouldn't roll the damn computer dice. They're just mean.
I
All right.
I hate to say it says you choose a target affected by the spell, and add the number rolled to that one.
Well, that's if the target is
But the target
target-
is Falcon.
Falkren.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And on top of that, like the target of my spell is up to 6 people. You know what I mean? So
Target of my spell is Falcon, and then his spell, her
Yeah.
spell, has
I
multiple
mean,
targets.
thank you. I'm a dwarfish lady.
triple
You can
check
tell.
it. Let's see. But if Z found the
Well,
if
it's
Z
only-
found it somewhere,
That's one hit point.
it's one
I
hit
mean-
point. It's all right. we'll figure it out.
I'm
next time.
full.
Anyway,
So
The,
everybody, I think there are only 5 of us who took damage in this.
I didn't need any.
Yeah. So Jax was good. I think also Zomira was good. So I
Jax
think
is
that-
sitting there with a big belly.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
just
a-
I think everybody else gets healed back
Full.
up. Yeah. So everyone else gets 23 points of healing. So
Could DM,
23
could I
total?
just have those as like extra hit points?
23 total.
I've still got 4 rack bobs if anyone wants them.
I just wanted to ask a question
4
I
hit
already knew
points.
the answer to.
it feels good, right?
For
Yeah.
those that don't know, my rack bobs are good brews, okay? If you haven't worked out that by now. So they give you
Rack
it. They
bobs
give
are
you
good.
it. They give you a
They
hit
are
point.
pretty much the only
Ew, Louis.
food that you've been
Rats?
eating down here on a regular basis, unless you ate the food that was in Bell's fortress.
Yeah.
But
Especially not if they were pomegranate seeds.
you can you can remember the food that you eat here has no nutritional value, but has no flavor. It tastes like ash in your mouth. You can't imagine that eating a rat kebab would be palatable anyway, but even
they're lovely.
whatever little savory or spicy or fermentation that they undergo under Jax's culinary
like little
skill.
hors d'oeuvres they are.
They are. The flavor is lost. It is like eating chunky air.
I just imagine that they taste good. I've got
Chunky
4
air, you
left.
say?
I hold them up
that like
and see how
chubby
quickly they
rain?
go. And no? Okay. I'll keep them for later.
Good plan, Jax. Rim is going to take the arm. He's holding it out so that he doesn't come in contact with the hand, and he walks to Falcon and kind of looks at her helplessly and says, "Now what?"
Well, now we go back.
To Bell.
Well, no, we were sent on these god-awful quests for a reason, so we just connect the dots. We needed to get the Titan's blood.
But this. Bell wants this artifact, and we cannot let it fall into his hands. How do you hide something like this in Avernus?
Put it in my bag.
Could we banish it?
That would be
Risky.
unwise.
I would be terrified.
If it were to fall into anyone's hands, unsuspectingly, the damage it could do, immense.
And there's no way to make sure that it went to Pebble Moss.
I wouldn't even trust Pebble Moss with this. No, we will
He's
hold
so
on to it
doofy. What would he
ourselves.
do with it?
Yes, that's it.
He'd smoke it.
Yeah, he really would.
We haven't had the time to identify it or anything, do we? Have we?
No.
I mean, to fully get the just how.
May I
Big
examine-
bad ass hand.
May I examine this in the hand?
Be careful, Typhon. And he will hand it over to you.
A fairly what once was probably a muscular arm is desiccated and rotting. You can see that it is the hand itself appears to just be almost mummified. It's clutched. It's shaped in a clutching gesture. The fingernails have long black claws, but they do not resemble a dragonborn's hand. There's no scales on the hand itself. And then the scales of the arm are clearly just rotting and cracked, and like jaundiced fingernails that are just sort of cracked and bleeding. But the blood is long dried up.
I think we could use a brief rest after all of that, don't you think?
Allow me. And Rim will cast Rope Trick.
All right. There's a hanging rope that leads up into your sparse but serviceable extra-dimensional space.
I will take the hand and draw a dagger and cut away the decaying flesh from trying to find what should be the actual hand, for convenience. So there's
Make a
not
medicine check.
rotting appendage. What?
Make a medicine check.
Oh, okay. Not intending to be that careful about it, but just, assuming that I wouldn't actually be able to damage the hand. 20.
Yeah, you are able to clearly see where it appears to be one limb, one continuous part of the body, but there is a very clear place where the hand changes from being roughly human-looking to being dragonborn wrist, and you are able to carefully cut there. When you reach the bone, there's a little bit of give, and then cuts right through almost despite yourself, and the hand falls off of the arm.
Don't touch it
I will
directly,
then-
Typhon.
Why?
That thing is evil incarnate. It is corrupting. I highly recommend you only grab it with cloth.
We need to know what it does. We need to understand it. Its influence could be subtler and more complicated than we even comprehend now, and it could be weaving its way into all of our essences in this very moment. I need to know what it does. To do that, I need to touch it.
Got essences.
Falcon, can you protect him?
Let's see here. Falcon takes a moment and sort of scans her memory and be like, I could.
What's that funny noise?
I could bless him. That certainly wouldn't hurt. Or, I don't know, Typhon, would that hurt you?
Why would it?
Nothing. Just trying to make sure. You seem allergic to things sometimes. All right.
Just healed me. Anyway.
Well, healing you isn't necessarily blessing you, and I don't know where your particular preferences lie, but we'll see.
I've made my disdain for most of them pretty clear, but
That's
they
true.
seem to grant power through you nonetheless. I will take whatever aid you can give me, but we need to hurry.
Of course.
Zariel's forces are upon us, and if we take the path that Rim has suggested, we will have Bel at our backs as well. The two most powerful beings in this plane, both hunting us. We will need to be fast about the next things we do, so please,
Of course.
let me do this quickly so we may continue.
Yeah, so can I will bless Typhon then. And then just to be extra safe, I'll go ahead and place a death ward on him.
Various magics granted to you by the broken god pass through you and then onto you, Typhon.
All right, I will open the
Good luck,
Tome of the
Typhon.
Citadel, where the identify spell is inscribed, and begin muttering some words under my breath and reach down and
I think
lay
Jax is about to
my
guide
hand
you.
upon the hand.
I wish him luck and cast guidance.
Okay.
May a level 5 hype train guide you to...
Does everybody?
Wait,
does
really?
anybody do anything while
Level 4 complete.
while Typhon does this?
I'm watching him intently.
Right. As you complete the spell, Typhon, the whispers coming from the Tome of the Citadel begin to swirl around and then coalesce into one single sibilant voice, which begins to speak the legend of the Whispered One, Vecna, the first Lich, granted incredible power by the demon Orcus. And as the name Orcus is spoken aloud. You see a horrible, distended and bloated body of a bestial creature with horns and tusks coming out the side of the face, sort of a death's head mask with burning green eyes that radiate utter contempt, 2 wings that stick out the back of the shoulder blades, long muscular arms, and cloven feet. Looks like this. The voice continues. It speaks of bargain made by Vecna and Orcus, wherein he was allowed to exist beyond the confines of his mortal flesh, continually amassing knowledge and magical ability. There was a lieutenant of Vecna, known as Kas, who coveted this power and this throne, who attacked Vecna, cutting off of his arm and taking his eye. These 2 bits of undying flesh became lost, each of them deeply infused with the power of Vecna. If an individual comes across one of these, removes their own limb or their own eye and replaces it with the Hand of Vecna or the Eye of Vecna, then some of the power of Vecna can be theirs. The Hand of Vecna. Your strength score becomes 20, unless it is already 20. Any melee spell you make with the hand and any melee weapon attack you make with a weapon deals an extra 2d8 cold damage on a hit. Hand has 8 charges. You can use an action and expend 1 or more charges to cast the following spells: Finger of Death, Sleep, Slow, Teleport. The hand regains charges at dawn, 1d4 plus 4. Each time you cast a spell from the hand, you may be required to commit an evil act. In addition, once the hand is attached to an individual, you must sacrifice the blood of an innocent, the life of an innocent, every 24 hours, or it will gradually consume you till you are utterly destroyed. There are other properties, but that is what you get from your Identify spell.
You don't learn the other properties?
If you happen to go through with it, they will do with all that. But
Do we need to know more about it? It sounds kind of...
Sounds awful. Sounds pretty terrible.
I have not
Sounds
rolled
like it's a
what the
big
other
thumbs
hands are.
down.
I wrote that it's bad news bears in my notes, so I
You
think
nailed
that
it.
we should go off of that.
That's good. That's good. How big is it, Sean? How big is is it just like a hand?
It is a hand.
Well, let's give our viewers a hand because we just completed a level 5 hype train.
Woohoo!
Wow.
I'm just tallying it all up, and then I'll give
So
the shout
after
outs.
10 minutes, you all watch in silence as Typhon completes the spell and his eyes flicker open. The whispers go from being that one held out voice and go back to being a cacophony of bits and pieces of snatched spells and histories.
Still with us, Typhon?
Yes. It will not harm us. But I should hold on to it.
You know very well that's not happening, Typhon. This is not up for discussion. and you look at Rim, and the level of conviction in his eyes is something that you don't see very often.
What is it you wish to do with this at this moment, Rim?
I was entrusted with this task to destroy it. I take that task very seriously. I don't trust it in anybody else's hands, not even yours.
Rim, you almost sound like a holy warrior. Better watch out.
Typhon, please don't disagree with me on this.
I don't sound like that. Do I sound like that?
With a bit more whinge.
I don't whinge.
Oh,
You whinge a little.
sweetie.
Sorry.
The tension in the rope trick interdimensional space is very high.
I think with Rim having taken on this holy quest as at the behest of his god, I don't find it a problem should he wish to carry it. Typhon, will he be in danger if he has it on his person?
Oh, most assuredly he will be. But if that is the burden he wishes to take on, then so be it.
I
would not strain the bond between you and your master. And he will take a cloth from his pack and wrap it up, and then extend it towards Rim.
Rim will take his
gaze.
cloak and wrap it yet again around it and put it in a bag at his side. Thank you, Typhon.
I can't believe you said I whinge.
A little bit.
It's charming on you.
I've no idea what that means. I
You're
totally
right,
agree.
Al.
We should discuss next steps. As much as I don't want to be in Belle's presence with this artifact in tow, I think the fact remains that we still need his help.
Can't pretend that we can just walk away from him.
I do think we are able to convince him that we can offer him something greater than the hand.
You
Love?
have no idea, Rim. This thing you carry is no trinket from a rival of Bahamut. This is truly a piece of an undead god itself, the first of all liches. By joining with it, one can acquire power, not unlike godhood. If
Do
you
you think he values this? Go ahead.
he would not. We could, I do believe we could offer each and every one of our souls all the power that we possess as eternal service to Bel, and it would not be an equal trade for this extraordinary item.
So your
No,
point.
I think we cannot walk back into that forge under any circumstances while we hold this. He would keep us there. He would kill us. He would take it. Of that I am quite certain.
Well, then the fact still remains that we need Titan's blood, or at the very least,
I've got
We
it.
have it.
I've got the Titans. No,
You have Tiamat's blood.
I've got Tiamat's blood. Here.
Oh,
Well, we will
did Jade
soon
freeze?
have it. The Titan lies beneath that blade.
Yes.
and he needs Tiamat's blood to then get the Titan blood, to then go to the Jinn, to then.
Now you've just confused the whole thing.
Well, no, I thought we were just, like, look, no, there was an old lady who swallowed the fly. I don't know why.
Looking at
That's real. That is this campaign in a nutshell.
looking at the medallion that you have taken up, there is a it is a gold medallion that has a 5-headed dragon symbol on it, sort of a spiral, each one of the necks coming out of the single point, each one of them different color, white, black, red, blue, and green. And in the very center is what looks like a little gem. But looking at it, it looks like it's actually dull, almost as if it's a sculpted bit of stone. And it's very dark. Not quite black, not quite red. Seems to have some sort of heat to it.
Just quickly before I forget, obviously we completed a level 5 hype train, so massive thank you to everyone. That's $50 extra will be given away at the end of the stream.
Holy smokes.
Massive thank you to Pixie, who gifted 2 subs and 3,500 bits. Alias gifted 6 subs and 4,300 bits. Manx 100 bits, and MCR Music for 300 bits. I believe I haven't missed anyone. Is anyone else?
For my next character, can I just make Pixie like my patron?
Oh, and
god?
Liz.
Yeah, right.
Also, Liz for a gifted sub as well. So thank you very much to everyone that gifted that. Sean, well, I don't know what you want to do, but there was a lot of stuff there. So
Yeah.
Pixie could easily have like an NPC.
Yeah, Pixie, do you want to have an... We'll talk.
Yeah.
Well, put it in, is it time for another Pixie NPC in a game?
You know
Or
what, sounds
should I
fair. I
just
think
give
we just-
everybody...
Everyone
Yeah,
inspiration, yeah.
Yeah, everybody just level up. That sounds good.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
I like that.
So I would love to have Pixie have another NPC in a game, but if she gets back to us, great. If not, then we'll do something else.
Yeah.
In the
And
meantime,
obviously Alias, if Alias wants 2 NPCs. Sorry.
I don't know. That would be kind of weird. I think if the DM were to.
Silas,
To
his
play.
brother Silas, and his other brother Silas.
Right. Are you with us, Scott?
Scott's even giving me the evil. Oh, he is. I thought
He
he
is
was
so in
frozen.
character. He's
He
so
was-
in
was
character.
he frozen?
I thought he was
Wait.
frozen.
He looked. He's definitely putting it on. I think he's in the zone.
Silas, and this is Solus, and this is Salus, and this is my sister Theris.
You sound
It's like all of Liz's
SDL.
boyfriends entering the dice giveaway.
I've
So-
just got a lot of potential suitors. I really don't. I'm so sorry. I said that, Ryan. I don't have any potential suitors. Okay.
Gentlemen callers, we say.
But those I do have, yes.
yeah. They're asking me about the car.
Oh,
warranty.
those.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad's card is full.
We good?
I'm really sorry, Sean.
No problem.
Okay.
So, now that this is done, what would you like to do?
I believe we go find the Titan.
So Sean, how far away is, like you said, in the distance Rim saw it, like as in like to just normal people looking around. Do we
It
actually
would
see the
be-
sword?
The sword is blade on to you, so extremely difficult to see.
Yeah.
And
Makes it head on edge.
it is miles away.
Across Avernus. Well, I imagine we need to go back to the Titan, but I don't think we should be walking.
Yeah, we don't have a car anymore.
No.
Sean, do we know what, like, are we aware of what happened to our demon friend whose name I always say wrong?
Amanazrum?
Yeah,
You
him.
lost sight of him. The last thing you saw was him telling you to run as the wrath of Tiamat was unleashed upon the demons being summoned from the portal.
I try to summon
Zarya?
him, call him.
Both.
Oh, okay. Good.
Send out a sort of a call in your mind, which somehow he has been able to answer in the past. There is no response.
Mm.
Let's just use our leggies. I'll start walking.
We're going to walk across the plains of hell.
Well, I
We
mean,
could skip.
Don't you think at some point perhaps we may arrive upon... No, that's probably too hopeful for hell, but what if we were to arrive upon another method of transportation, or... I don't know, I've been stuck in the Wandering Emporium a long time. I don't really...
no, that's no. Tell me, are you perfectly? I mean, as Jack says, we've got to get there. So let's. Our leggies appear to be our best option at the moment, but I can't imagine because even with flight, we'd only be able to maintain it for minutes before we'd have to drop it, and that's not going to get us there.
We've walked before. We can do it again.
Okay.
And we're all healed thanks to your help?
Well, yeah. So we did do the rope trick, and the rope trick was a rest.
So short rest.
Short rest.
Yeah. So now, no, we need a long rest before we can use our level up stuff, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got a really cool thing coming up, guys.
Get ready.
Before the
Get ready, get hype.
afterwards, I will use my ice breath to give us a little bit of reprieve on the walk over.
Yes.
It is pleasant for a few moments, but not nearly enough to counteract the
I know.
effects. Each step creates a little puff of ash. You've been in places that have been hot, that have had a radiant heat, like a bakery or close to a roaring fire. This feels like all around you is just pressing heat against you. You sweat, you feel your body sweating, but the sweat is evaporating almost as quickly as it forms on your skin. And even worse than the heat, this sort of oily presence just looming over you, as if there's a cloak that is just about to descend upon you and snuff you out of existence. You walk. Please make Constitution saving throws, friends.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, do we remember these?
Isn't it? It's not wisdom. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna roll with my Kraken dice if that's okay. Kraken dice.
That is the jingle for Kraken Dice.
Well,
Ba, 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 ba.
I'm sure you're going to love that.
I do think
All
we are
right.
bolstered by our paladin.
Paladin?
friend.
That's
Yeah.
true.
As long as you're
By
within...
3?
Yep.
Or +4. Okay.
It's +3, right?
I
No,
thought
it is
four.
+4 now. Excellent.
Oh.
So with all that, 26 for me.
It's
because I
hell,
did-
Zelmira. You've been dealing with it for some time.
It's because I did the jingle.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
Your
use
sponsor, your corporate
my own
sponsor, helped
magic
you walk
to
through hell.
bolster myself for this save as well to gain another +4.
Classic.
+4. So, has anyone therefore rolled below a 12? I believe
No.
everything is good.
On my Kraken, I rolled a 17 plus the 4 plus my 2, so that's 6. So
50
23.
million.
It is a
50 million.
grueling hike.
DM,
But-
did you say? Sorry, did you say that we all got inspiration from that round of?
No, not yet.
Oh, sorry.
Check and
Apologies.
See what Pixie wants to do. The
Shit, my gob.
the heat is certainly not pleasant, but
How about this heat?
The more insidious aspect of it is even worse. Make wisdom saving throws, please.
And there it is.
Pixie said she'll do an NPC.
Very good.
Beans.
Excited about that, Pixie.
A holy font named Pixie. A holy font named Pixie.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That way it's
Gotta
not
love
too
those
similar.
plus
Crack
fours.
dice.
Look at all these saves, guys. Amazing.
Beans.
+4, +4, +4.
Yeah, add your 4.
A 19.
Then plus wisdom.
Plus your wisdom save.
Mm-hmm. It's a cute little 12 from me.
12. 12 is not going to be enough.
Oh, beans.
Was that before or after +4?
Oh, well, I rolled a 4, and then it was +4 with my wisdom, then it was +4 with your help. So it's a
12 is
12.
not going to be enough. Fortunately, the
Please don't go evil.
the knowledge that you have had this ace in the hole, this boon that you could call upon, that has gotten you out of scrapes before, knowing that it's now gone, it sort of festers in your mind. You feel very exposed and just tired of being here. You dwell very much on all that you've lost. Zelmira and you suffer a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
However, after what seems like days, but was probably closer to hours, you see the sword of Uldrak coming up to meet you as you cross the last several hundred yards. Next to it is his helmet. Of course, and you know that inside the helmet is a tunnel. But as you approach, Jax, you see movement scurrying around
Ooh.
underneath the helmet.
Try to peer and have a closer look if I can.
Go ahead, make a perception check.
Perception. 21.
You saw a little hand reach out and grab something that was sort of scurrying across the wasteland.
Oh. I think there might be people under the sand. It might be an ambush.
What did you see?
Or a hand come up and grab something.
The hand was actually from underneath the helmet. Something just reached out and grabbed something.
Underneath the helmet.
Like a severed hand or just a hand reached out?
It definitely, from this far away, very difficult to see whether or not it was just a hand. But the way it moved, Jax, we have no reason to believe that it's just a severed hand. It was probably attached to a creature.
Oh, yeah. Jax thinks there's people underneath the sand and then gonna jump out when we get close. That's what I was trying to say.
It's a trap.
Well,
Let me go and spring it.
Oh, sneak forward.
All right, make a stealth check.
Carefully now.
24.
Before he goes forward, can I do this? Yeah. I will cast invisibility on Jax.
Right. Well, then at advantage.
31.
31. So you assume he's left, although you have no idea. As Jax, you creep closer and closer to the helmet and the sword, now missing its pommel. And you hear the sound of crunching underneath the helmet.
Oh, do I think it's that knoll?
Doesn't sound like gnollish crunching.
Hang on, didn't we set... Was it this... Oh god, I'm getting my adventure. I don't know if I'm getting my adventures mixed up. Didn't we set someone free?
Oh yeah, we found that little creature.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, there was like a It had. It's like I think it was a knoll that had its mind was completely gone. It was just kind of.
You left him in
he was
the
long
flying, the crash.
Oh, that was the
flying
flying-
fortress.
Yeah, that was in the fortress. Yeah.
I'll sneak in and have a look.
So you come down and you see a pathetic creature. It looks like at one point it might have been a devil of some sort, but it is covered with sores. All of its spines are broken or twisted. It has one eye that is just sort of looks like it's just melted down the side of its face. It seems to only have a few teeth, and it is chewing on something, and you see the tail of something just disappear into its mouth, and it's sitting next to the open pit that you went through before. Smells disgusting, and it's sort of chewing and breathing with ragged breaths. Just...
I'll sneak a bit closer. Can I just peer down the hole?
Sure, make a perception check.
Do-do-do. 26.
26. Nothing down there that you can see. It's difficult to tell in this different setting, but based on looking at, with a perception check, looking at what has just happened, looks like something has recently crawled out and is sitting where this thing is. This seems to be Uldrak.
Wait, the creature currently munching on the rat?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now who is actually by? It's just Jax at this moment.
Just Jax, invisible and
I'll
sneaking.
head back.
I'm here. It's
And?
Uldrak.
So that's our Titan.
Oh.
Someone
now I
less
get it.
We should
Titanic.
probably bring him outside of the helm before restoring him.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun.
But you have the blood? Jack?
Yes. I believe it's this bit in the center.
That is a. So do I need to make a religion check, DM, to notice to tell if that's a reliquary?
I'd say this would be a medicine check to see whether or not what is in the center of it is blood. Although it would seem
Or investigation?
perhaps
You sure it's not religion?
pretty sure. I mean, it's obviously a holy symbol. It's obviously a symbol of, you know,
well, I could do a medicine check. Why not?
I mean, it doesn't
Or
look
I
like any
could.
blood you've ever seen, but
Yeah.
you would. I mean, if it's not, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what else do we have? So-
Nothing. Let's go and say hello.
All right. Well, slow down.
Oh, I'm staying invisible. I like it.
Let's go then.
He does know we can see his feet, right?
Probably can't.
You're walking
All right.
insane.
Look,
I'm like ninja.
So as
is
you
it clear?
approach,
Would we? Does it look like it'd be easy to break or open? Or
it looks like it needs to be removed from the medallion, and at which point it's difficult to say whether or not it's glass or if it is actually just blood that is crystallized or what. But it's hard
just
to
take
say.
it like a pill, kind of. Yeah.
You could.
Gel
That would be
capsule.
interesting.
It's a jagged little pill.
Okay, let's
So
go
you all
up and-
approach. All right.
Yeah.
So you all approach, and as you do, inevitably, some of you make a little noise, and there's a scrabbling sound, and from underneath the helmet. But you all approach. You can still hear the
correct me if I'm wrong. Uldrak was friendly to us when we were last here, right?
He was, yeah.
He was not unfriendly.
Uldrak?
Not here. Uldrak is no more. Uldrak is disgraced.
Existential crisis aside, you are Uldrak, right? This is Uldrak, right?
Yeah.
It looks like him, does it not?
It does. Claw comes out from underneath the helmet, and then a head sort of sticks out upside down. It appears that he crawled up into the helmet, the dome part of the helmet, as he heard you all approach. And then he puts his head down and looks at you all and wails piteously. You are returned. Why?
Oh, you're hideous.
We have come to aid in easing your suffering.
Vax, that was very unkind.
That was it?
But not true.
I suffer. I punished my lord for failure.
Your punishment has come to its end. We returned so that Uldrak may return. We have what will bring you back.
What do you bring?
The blood of Tiamat for you to spill.
Reaches out, trembling claw, palm upraised.
The blood. I must spill the blood.
Still your mind, and remember this. When you return to who you were, you owe us a drop of your own blood. That we may use it for our own ends. This is the price of your freedom.
Blood for blood. Yes. I accept.
Believe him, contracts are not lightly taken here.
Does it open?
You may investigate or perceive at your leisure.
To be clear, it says that he has to spill the blood.
He has to spill it, yes.
Yeah. So if either one of us tries to smash it and we then spill it.
Correct, he has to do it, but we can open it and hand it to him.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd say just hand it to him and have him smash it. And
No, I'll hand it to him.
You hand it to him. He
Okay.
moves it around in his hands a few times and looks at it and smells deeply from the center and he says, "This." He breaks the medallion and the center falls free into his palm. He holds it up. Takes a few steps forward outside from the helm and goes over to his sword. Smashes it against the blade. And there is a high-pitched screeching sound as like when metal is heated to red hot and then plunged into ice as the sword begins to vibrate. He removes his hand and you see there's a single drop of blood that is running down the blade. After about 2 or 3 feet, it drops off the blade and lands in the dirt of Avernus. And his eyes go wide, and you see the spikes on his back begin to absorb into his body, and the blackened and sort of gooey looking flesh begins to become smoother and lighter. You see muscles begin to reknit and reform as the figure in front of you begins to grow and grow. And this sigh that he let out, this begins to as this figure just sprouts from this small creature, this pathetic thing, and you now see before you a massive humanoid creature with black, shining hair, rippling muscles, pale skin, chiseled jaw, powerful, powerful creature who is beautiful to behold. And he rises up in front of you, lifts both his arms up into the air, and screams, "Ah! I am myself again." He reaches a hand out and grasps the pommel of his sword and rips it from the ground. Who are you, little people?
Oh, he's majestic.
I didn't stay hideous for long.
We are the ones who just liberated you.
Yes. Puts a hand down. It lands next to you, Persephone. It's about your size. And the palm is upraised right in front of you.
Wanting me to step onto it is the idea.
Appears to.
I do it.
He lifts you up to his face.
Why'd they take the human? Okay.
You have done me a great service.
You recall how to return the favor, yes?
My blood.
Please.
I am tempted to see if you can take it.
That would be very dishonest.
I am not an honest creature.
Oaths mean something down here.
I am leaving this place, never to return. Why should I give you my blood?
Why should we have liberated you otherwise?
I cannot fathom.
What is it you seek, Master Titan? What brings you joy in this world?
I have not been this joyous in centuries. I could not feel happier.
Is that worth nothing to you?
It's worth everything.
Then honor the trade you had agreed upon.
Rest assured, we will continue to wreak havoc on those who brought you so low. And for the small price of your blood, more of theirs will be spilt.
Yes, so smooth.
Yeah,
Make a persuasion check.
Shit.
I assist.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I assist her.
Please.
With the cherry on top.
Help.
All right, I'm gonna roll a Kraken dice then. So with the assist, that's a advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Big money. No whammies.
okay. All right, so the low was a 16 and the high was an 18.
Not bad.
So my persuasion is a 0. So 18.
He breathes, and Persephone sort of feel the power of his breath wash over you, and he says, I will do as I said. You may have my blood, the blood of Uldrek, but forget me. Puts his hand back down on the ground. Forget my failures. Takes his sword, slices his arm, and a humongous gout of blood just
Shit. Get it.
comes down. Buckets just. Forget my failure. Forget my shame. Forget that I ever existed.
I say we collect a fair bit of it because we have more than one contract to negate.
Absolutely. Collect as much of it as we can.
How do you collect the blood?
I bathe
You can
in
use
it.
my water skin.
I'm gonna say water skin.
Typhon, you got some potion vials in there somewhere?
I think I do. I've got an oil flask.
We probably have some empty demonic ichor vials.
And what about
we could-
when a healing potion is drunk? Do we still have the bottle?
You have to actually eat the bottle along with.
You just crush it and then slam it on the ground.
Sugar
Actually,
glass,
You,
you just-
you
No,
slam
it's
it
one
on
of
your
those-
forehead and
It's
you
those
break
little
it
like
that way.
wax candy, like cola things. You just gotta like.
Oh,
pop
I
them and
miss
hang
those so much.
Do you? They are awful.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they're
but
awful.
nostalgic. They were super nostalgic. Yeah, they're grotesque, but I kind of want one now.
Yuck.
I bet you could find one somewhere on the internet.
The blood is falling, and even as it does, you can see the wound on his body is actually already healing.
I catch
So-
it. I empty the vial of oil and catch the blood.
All right, so you stand under it, and it just falls over you like a deluge. You are covered in hot crimson Titan's blood. You look down. You have managed to secure a vial of it, a flask of it.
Just one?
Did I get it?
Nobody else. Do you have?
I said I did my water.
Yeah, she's got a water
Your water
skin.
skin then as well. Also,
Yeah.
you get some
And
covered
Typhon?
in Titan's blood.
All right.
Typhon, you got
What's
anything?
is ruined prom.
Yeah.
let me tell you.
Once I'm covered, obviously in the Titan's blood, how many
Never
levels
felt
do
for
I
Carrie
gain?
so strongly.
How many levels do I
You
gain?
gain lots of levels.
Awesome.
Of stickiness.
Yeah.
And social humiliation.
Ooged outness.
It says you gain 5 levels of exhaustion. Shit.
The funny
No,
thing
it
is
sounds
that
like you have 3 receptacles. You have your wineskin, you have a potion bottle, and a
Hold open the
oil
bag of
flask.
holding.
That just sloshing around in there.
Yeah.
With that, he takes his blade, breathes deeply. Forget me. Forget me! And begins to lumber away.
Not a problem.
What a dick.
Well, no, I say we've got what we came for, and
No, he's right. He was a dick.
Rim goes to Silas and Zelmira, and with the vials of blood, I hope this will bring your salvation from the contracts you have wrought.
That's not supposed to be there. Where did that come from? There we go.
I was going to say, I thought that was weird. I'll show the creature again.
Sorry.
did you paint that mini, Sean?
No.
Oh,
There we go. The figure begins to disappear. 100 feet, 200, 300, 400.
probably should have.
We
asked
didn't need him for anything, did we?
Probably should have asked him for a
It
ride.
was
A
for the
ride,
blood.
yeah.
Did we learn that Titan's blood can be used to undo any contract, or was it just the creature at the unicorn whose contract that would nullify?
Make a intelligence check or religion check, your choice.
Ooh, I can aid you with a religion check.
Let's talk about this, Falkren.
Well, let us consult our books of...
Let us help each other in this event.
21.
It's possible. Titan's blood is powerful stuff. You are aware of several uses that it has. Its spell components, and crafting powerful potions. Curses or contracts seem to have specific ways in which they are broken. While it's not inconceivable that two separate contracts could have the same method of being broken, it would be coincidence as opposed to it just being a carte blanche. So you have this, it fixes things.
I misunderstood.
Did being covered by it do anything for me?
Not that you're aware of.
Okay.
Well, where to?
I think the more important question is how. We could go a few miles without incident, but we cannot maintain walking through Avernus.
No, indeed.
As you contemplate,
Is there anything else nearby?
As you look around and contemplate, there's a small incision in the air that slowly moves from about 7 feet above the ground to the bottom, and then opens like a triangle. As it does, there's a blast of cold air. As stepping forward, you see an insect-like creature that you have seen in the past.
Oh, these bastards from the train.
Yep.
Steps forward, and then the triangle behind him closes.
My master desires the item.
Oh, what item was that?
Turns and looks at you, his bulbous eyes.
The hand that you took from Archon.
We took the wrong arm. Terrible mistake.
Embarrassing, really.
These things happen.
Plus, to be honest, if we were to try to get to your master, we would probably die in Avernus before we ever got there.
And then the portal that opened and dragged the rest of his body down to the abyss. What a tragic accident.
I don't remember that bit.
If you do not provide what he requires, he will take back that which he paid for it.
What's that?
What did he give us?
Persephone.
Persephone.
Ah,
He gave
right.
us Persephone, and then also kind of low key killed Smiler, which I don't know if that was part of the deal, but
Kind of rude.
yeah, it's not great. Optics not good.
Give us a chance to find it before you give up on us.
Mean to say that you do not currently possess it.
We made a mistake. We're trying to fix it.
We are in the process of acquiring it. It's not an easy thing to come upon. But even if we did, how would we get back to your master?
Please make deception checks.
Can it just be me that does it?
Everyone who has spoken can make a deception check.
Persephone comes in. What they meant to say was...
Damn.
32. I rolled a
That
crit.
is a skadoosh.
Ryan's gonna roll a
Deception.
1.
Bite your tongue.
All right. Ryan?
Me?
Yeah?
Come on, 32.
All right, Kraken. Come on. All right, so with
I rolled a 19.
with my addition of nothing. I get nothing.
You get
You get nothing!
A big fat.
Natural 3.
What'd you get, buddy?
Did I get it right? Natural 3.
There we go. Nice.
Oh no, don't stress.
Sort of. I am confused.
Join the
You
club.
can hear.
It's Monday.
You are an adept liar. As appearing from invisibility, you see floating the form of Belle. But I know where it is.
Tell us. I didn't make that face in the game. Go get it for you.
I'm tempted to take you back. And the prize. I have use for those whose tongues are so silvered. But I will have it now.
This sounds like a good time for a break, Sean.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let us take a break.
Oh, you're not.
minutes,
You
please.
really think we have it? Like, we're done with that conversation?
So we're going on a break, and we'll see everybody in 3 months. Okay, bye.
Just like frantically looking at my spell list, which is very unfamiliar to me after this.
I know. I have no idea what we can do anymore.
Y'all.
I just
Yeah.
hit stuff and then roll lots of dice. It's fine. Right, guys, don't go anywhere. We will be back in 10 minutes.
For those of you who have stuck with us, thank you. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. The adventurers find themselves in a very difficult position. They have something that a very powerful entity known as Bel, the former ruler of Avernus, they have the Hand of Vecna. He wants it. And there's very little they can do to avoid him getting it. What will happen next? Let's find out. So, here on the plains of Avernus, next to where Uldrak used to live, but now restored to his Titan form, he has left, leaving you here in the wastes of Avernus, some of you covered in Titan's blood. A ice devil stepped out of a dimensional portal and tried to claim the Hand of Vecna from you, but you said you didn't have it, only to discover that not only was the ice devil there, but Bel himself had come to witness this exchange. And he is utterly positive that you have it. Just how? Perhaps it's not as certain, but there are other things at work here that you may or may not know about. That seems clear. Anyway, he continues to float about 20 feet from the surface of Avernus. A large, red-skinned individual with a bestial head flames sort of dancing in his eyes and moving along his head and down his back. Cloven feet, claws, and a massive sword at his side. The ice devil has kneeled down and is facing the ground.
Grim will step forward. He'll put a hand on Persephone's shoulder, who I imagine has been talking in the front, and he will step in front of her. In his hand, he has his holy symbol, and he's clutching it, and he just brings it to his lips and softly kisses it before he steps in front of Belle. The time for deception is over. I will speak simple truths to you. Yes, we have the hand. I cannot give it to you. You are powerful enough to destroy all of us and take it for yourself. But I firmly believe that what we can offer you is greater than this artifact. We know the history of your plane. We know that you used to rule Avernus, and I believe your desire is to take hold of it once more. I know you are incapable of acting directly to make this happen. We are an able group, and we desire to see Zariel herself unseated. We have similar aims, and we can help you where you are unable to help yourself. This is a simple truth. If you desire this hand more than your own ascension, then kill me and take it. Otherwise, give me the chance to give you what you desire most of all. And Rim will kneel in front of Belle.
Eyes narrow at several of your words, especially when you speak openly of defying Zariel. He comes down closer and looks at you. What is your name?
I am Rim Celebril.
Rim Celebril. You claim to know much, but you are not as knowledgeable as you think. The city of Elturel falls. The power that held it in place has been broken. All those souls, all those people counting on you, hoping you'll achieve your goal. Would be a shame for you all to die here.
Claim to be impressed with my particular skill of deception. If you find that impressive, know that every single person here has at least such skill and many more.
Please. You think I find you impressive. You lie well. Most mortals do when the stakes are high enough. And the stakes are very high. I will have that which I desire, and I will see to the deportment of my power myself, without the aid of servants of Bahamut, servants of Gilmadrith, and the stink of petty mortal lives.
What do you have to lose by seeing if Rim is right?
Enough, this is no negotiation. For the last time, deliver what you owe me. Or die.
What were the terms of our bargain, Typhon?
Did you ask me? Sorry.
I did. We would seek to deliver the Hand of Vecna onto Lord Bale here, and in return we got
The life of Persephone.
Life of Persephone.
Rim. Is this the only way? Does expediency and immediacy, does it weigh more important on those platinum scales than the lives we seek to save here? I can't hear you, sorry.
Sorry. I close my eyes and I make a silent call for aid and guidance, knowing that I probably won't hear anything.
Sign from on high. You are reminded of your conversation with Papa Tarragon. It is not the end of the world if you fail in a task. Knowing where the Hand of Vecna is means that you might have other opportunities.
Rim.
Sean,
Oh, God.
may I attempt a divine intervention?
You may, please roll it. Before you do, what
Wait,
is your goal?
The goal of this divine intervention is to grant all of us, basically what I want is for all of us to be taken from this place to the demon zapper. In my mind, I offer up a prayer of sanctuary so that we are granted a moment.
Won't Bell just follow us?
Possible, but
Well,
it's possible.
hey,
But the demon zapper is a demon zapper,
The Demon Zapper is the Demon Zapper. Yep.
and so he
A
probably won't.
demon zapper, not a devil
Demon zapper, not a devil zapper.
exactly.
True, but that's also like he doesn't know where we're going, and while he may certainly be able to find it and follow us, at the very least, it gets us one step closer to our goal.
It is certainly a goal. Please roll this one on the thing. Not that I
Yeah.
don't trust you, but
No. I totally get it. And in terms of the drama, yeah,
you will need to roll Let's go ahead
Lower.
and say that we'll make this one
11?
lower. We'll make this a lower than your level. That's right.
Lower than my.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then I need to roll a 10 or less.
11.
11 or less.
Oh, you haven't had our long rest.
But you're still level
We're
11.
still level 11.
Yeah. So how this works is I have to equal or less than my cleric level. All right. So successful. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
Fingers
Here it is.
crossed.
Ride the
Fingers
tiger.
crossed.
All right. So, well, no, I guess I just roll the dice. Oh, if any of you have a god, this is the time to pray. Oh, I saw the one and I was like,
Oh, I know. I got so excited. It's okay.
You
That's
close your eyes, but as you try to concentrate, there is pure evil just feet away from you.
Yeah. I step forward and put my hand on Rim's shoulder and just say, there are still fights to be won.
Retreat is not surrender.
You see tears forming in his eyes, and they are silently streaming down his face. His shoulders are slumped. His head is bowed.
No.
And he reaches into his satchel and produces the hand, places it on the ground, takes a few steps backwards, and falls to his knees with his claws covering his face.
Skittering sound as the ice devil comes up from the prone position and crawls over to it and snatches it up. Looks at you all. Takes a few steps backwards towards Belle.
When they step back through the portal, what's the chances of me acquiring the item?
Easy, Tiger.
I'm imagining it like a sliding door. It's like, shoot, come on.
If he could just come right back. Don't do it.
If it was like a sack on the side of the belt, maybe, but the hand no. They have.
I am exceptional.
Well, no one's denying that, Jax.
I mean, it is called sleight of hand. Huh?
Belle looks down at you, Rim, smirks. Eventually, this place breaks everyone. And he steps back, reaches a hand out, touches the ice devil, and they disappear.
Ta-da! Okay.
You all right with that decision, Rim? There are other options.
You see, he can't even bring himself to answer. He is despondent.
Very well. Does anybody have anything they wish to do or say? Here next to Uldrak's grave.
As a holy person, help.
Rim, look at me.
He doesn't raise his head.
She puts her hand under his chin and raises his beautiful dragonborn eyes to hers. As she does so, she wipes the tears streaming from his cheeks. There will always be more heartache in the world than you can bear. But what you must do is bear what you can. And leave the rest to your friends. This is a low day. But it is not your last day, Dragonborn. So get up and fight for the days to come.
You see the reflection of your face in his eyes, wet with tears, and his brow is raised in a very pained manner.
Falcon
And he
sees
can't
this
bring
pain.
him speak to. Oh, go ahead.
No, Falcon sees the pain and her eyes well up with tears as well. But the fierceness in her does not take one step back.
He can't bring himself to speak, but he does raise a claw to you, and you know he's asking for your help to stand.
She immediately grasps his hand and gets him up on his feet, pulling him into an embrace as she does. Till the last day.
And you feel the faintest of nods.
So, onto the demon zapper.
Using our leggies.
Using our leggies.
Oh, jeez.
A daunting journey. On foot.
You think we could have asked him for at least a ride?
Do we have any sort of any sort of trinket or object from that location? No, I take it not.
It's going to be a long walk.
And you look round to Jax, and he's just sitting there on his fly.
What would that do for us, Typhon?
I could attempt to teleport us there, but there is possibility of failure and, well, greater mishaps if I do not have an object tied to the location. I do have a description, but there is chance it could fail.
We've been there before, haven't we?
We have items
Yes.
from the Emporium. Maybe we could go there and figure out a ride. I guess the Emporium, we're not very wanted. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, that's not a friendly locale for us. And also, given the random nature of the Emporium traveling around Avernus, we may be farther from our goal than we would if we just started walking.
Well, I was just hoping we could either steal or purchase a vehicle.
I do not think walking will be an option. Do we really have that many foes in the Emporium where we cannot set foot there?
We could disguise ourselves. They don't know us that well. Zelmira might need more of a disguise than the rest of us.
You recall that Zelmira, that she's not unwelcome there. It's just that you cannot trade with anybody there while she's a member of your party.
Oh, I thought she would have to go back to working there against her will.
You would have to ask her about that.
Samira,
That was also my impression.
The arrangement that you have with Glazia states that his power cannot affect you for a period of 100 days.
Right.
It's not even close to being 100 days.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you'd be safe if we were there. We just can't do any business, which is the whole point of going there. We'd have to steal something.
Or kill him.
You go without Zelmira,
Yeah, I could
or
just stay behind.
We just turn her invisible or something.
That didn't work last time. I tried to be Shane. Fell apart.
That was your mistake. Trying to be Shane. Just kidding.
You're not wrong. A lot of mistakes were made. That was the biggest.
Also, would it... Can we teleport into the Emporium? Because isn't it like no magic zone? Isn't that again?
a spell cannot be cast. It doesn't say it's not an anti-magic area. It's just against the rules.
Yeah. To cast a spell in there. In our time there, did we see other creatures teleport into the Emporium?
You did not.
Okay. Oh, that doesn't work either.
You have a spells at your disposal if anybody wants to see if there's an answer somewhere.
I can teleport 500 feet, but that won't help anything.
Get you 500 feet closer to wherever you're going.
True.
Yeah, right.
I'll just take a long rest every time I teleport 500 feet.
Is the
And we don't have access to our level 6 spellies yet, right?
Not until you take a long rest.
Motherfuckers. All right.
is the Citadel of Parchment connected to the Emporium?
Yes.
Okay. That's kind of weird. I can go there and buy a car and come pick you guys up.
Pick you up at 8, kid.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. That's a very silly plan.
You have teleport at your disposal. You can use it to go somewhere.
And you can only go yourself with teleport.
No, he can take you all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so what's the
He has a way. He has a way to get there through.
Wait a minute. Why don't we just go to Knucklebone and get a ride from Maggie?
Does Maggie have a teleportation circle?
You did not see one while you were there.
No, we got plenty of shit from Maggie.
Am I just totally out of it that like Maggie told us not to come back? That I'm just making that up.
So she said not to technically pick a fight with any of the other.
No, she didn't
warlord-
tell us not to come back.
Yeah. Oh, I forget what the exact wording of it was. It was because it was something about like we can't openly move against. Oh, fuck. Notes. Okay.
Oh, so I should maybe look closer to the target thing, because I was thinking it could put us on an entirely different plane. Sorry, reading spells is the worst.
Yes. It makes for a
No. Oh no, I'm doing the same thing. I'm sitting there going like, okay, let me go over the finer points of planar ally. Hang on.
Yeah, the similar area is what is worrying me, because if we roll that 6 to 13%,
Technically, all of Avernus is.
I mean, even the
similar
mishap
area.
is not
Yeah.
good. Where we can just be anywhere. and similar area. For instance, it says you could be in another wizard's tower. If you're trying to teleport to one tower, you could end up in an entirely different tower that's just sort of similar to what you were envisioning. So
Happens all the time.
yeah.
So you have a
It's a wizard mixer.
Just everyone just casts teleport. That's how,
right.
Yeah. Musical wizard towers. Yeah, I do think we should go to the Emporium, but I'm just struggling on thinking of the best way to get there.
How close are we to that creepy girl from the ring?
with the field of red briars.
Yeah.
That's spitting distance from the bug zapper or demon zapper.
So not close at all. I'm just trying to think of people who maybe would help.
Silas, you unfurl the map of Avernus. And as you do, you hear a voice in your head.
Oh, it will all change now. Very bad. Very bad.
You have the map.
Oh, I hate that guy. I
Are you-
closed the map?
Does anybody have augury?
Yes.
I mean, that is a spell that can be used to help point us in a direction. Am I?
Depending
I've
on
never-
what questions you ask, yes.
Well, I mean, if you want, we can just go full hog and just say commune. But like,
That wouldn't be a terrible idea.
because we're a bit.
I'm trying not to talk as my character's sad, but
So what you're saying, Rim, is that we should ask for some guidance in this moment.
Rim's not saying anything. Rim is despondent, but Samus is saying, yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
Rifling through divination spells. Just
Yeah.
I'm going to fly up high, Sean, and see if I can see any movement along the sands.
All right. How high up do you fly?
As high as I'm allowed. Hasn't got a height. I'll go up about 500 feet just to
Jax flies out of hell.
have a look.
Never seen again.
Looking for like
Jax, only the two of us.
You like, go ahead and make a perception check, Jax.
27.
27. You look around. You can see various sections of Avernus that look familiar, but then you've seen many of the same things all throughout Avernus. Dust storms, gouts of flame, meteors streaking across the sky. You do see a very large cloud of dust being kicked up behind what looks to be at least a dozen, perhaps more, very large infernal machines.
Try and concentrate on that. Do I think that's the Emporium?
It would certainly fit the description of what you've seen of the Emporium before. With 27, if it's not the Emporium, it's something as big.
How far away are they and what direction are they going in?
It's going to be a long hike, but you think that they're probably... that if you were to walk... I don't know, make a survival check.
Oh, I used to have that.
Mm-hmm.
12.
12. Difficult to say for sure, but you think that if you flew at top speed with a few hours of travel, you could reach a point where they will intersect with you.
But they probably wouldn't stop, why would they? For a goblin. I look around again and behind me in all directions just to see if I see anything like heading towards them that we could intercept. And if I don't see nothing, I'll come back down.
Nothing that looks like clearly this like, are you like asking if it's like there's another group trying to go intersect with them?
Yeah,
or?
more like a solo war machine that's going to travel towards the Emporium or something, that we could relieve them of their drive.
What are you folks doing out here? Whoa! Let's see.
DM.
No, you don't see anything like that, unfortunately. Yes.
Falcon was hoping to ritual cast commune to.
All right.
Try
So
to get
while Jax goes up and gets some altitude, you kneel on the hot ground of Avernus. Not moving in Avernus is only marginally better than moving in Avernus.
Mm-hmm. I sweat.
The spell concludes. You expend your components, and once again, the red and grim nature of Avernus fades away, and you see a darkened chamber, and sitting in the middle of it, sort of to one side, arm down, drawing in the sand that he's sitting on, with a broken arm, fingers that are twisted in pain, but one index finger is extended as he's drawing designs in the sand.
If possible, I get up and move towards him to see what he is drawing in the sand.
It is a image of a young dwarf, female. It is oddly familiar, although you haven't seen her face in a very long time. The dwarf who tended to drink too much, but laughed a lot easier than she does now. She felt like she had so many horrible burdens that she had to deal with.
Oh, to be burdened like that again.
I often wish that I knew the pain that I suffered in the past. Led to such poignant goals.
The weight only gets heavier.
That's because it's created by life.
And that is a marvelous thing. To watch life create.
What is your question today, Falcon?
My broken lord. My friends and I seek guidance. We are quite literally wandering in the desert.
Have you ever had shelter from the desert?
We have, on few occasions. I would seek out the one known as Mad Maggie. And I don't know why, but I do know why. She has a servant named Mickey. He suffers, but there's kindness or a flicker of good that I felt from him. Of course, this was while I was body slamming him into the earth, but still, I think that would be a far better refuge than the magic hold of the Emporium, which holds a level of malevolence towards us, albeit not directly.
He nods his head but continues his picture and stops. Far be it for me to judge. But I did like your hair. Maybe you could get it back? Perhaps a visit to a barber? And the vision ends.
Oh. Falgren gets up from the sands and goes, I think it's time for a shave. Typhon, take us to the Emporium.
Ah. I can try. I would guess I could aim for the outside of the Emporium just to try to break less rules.
Yeah, the spell has some leeway in terms of how familiar with the place you are, where it happens to be, or
we need an item from the place, right?
Or an item from the place.
Don't we have her brother's totem? His soul.
I don't know that would be.
A flower?
That would definitely be considered from the Emporium.
Well, the flower. Flower, absolutely.
I have the flower, and we also have that that handkerchief thing that we've still got that I've not been able to use.
Oh, but what's the penalty for teleporting directly in? It's pretty...
Oh, Jax will come back down and tell you that...
Well, you can't get in yet because they're still travelling.
Ah.
I can see them over there.
On the move. Well,
very far distant, but from where you are now, if you move at very high speed, you could potentially reach where they will be before they get there.
Ah. Very high speed being
as
like 60-foot fly speeds, or
yes, as fast as you can go.
That might be the thing to do then. How many of us can cast fly? I know Jax has a fly.
I can.
How many people can you bring with? What spell slot levels do you have left?
Kind of a bunch. Hold on. I have 2 5th level left, 2 4th level. Yeah. So
if we both cast a 5th level fly, we can get everyone
great
flying.
We're flying.
Let's do it. This is
All
like
So-
think so long about teleporting and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just fly.
Flying.
So,
Okay, we're flying.
spells of flight are cast, and you
Oh,
take
okay.
off across the plains of Avernus. How high up do you go?
Wait, hang on. 10 minutes isn't going to be enough fly time though, right?
No.
Okay, never mind.
How much flight time do we need, Sean?
That's 60.
Probably hours. Yeah.
At least 2 hours.
Damn it. You mean 20 minutes? Like,
That is what he
2
meant, yeah.
hours.
it
You're
sounds
saying
like
20 minutes weird.
20 minutes?
2 hours. 2 hours of flight will get you there.
Damn it.
Okay.
How
How much weight could a large creature carry?
It depends on the creature. I mean, like if it's a large, if it's a
Manatee.
large manatee, if it's a large panther or something like that, then not that many. If it's a large elk,
Well, a large winged celestial.
a large winged celestial.
Carry exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What is the strength of this creature?
It is
Let's see
16.
here. 16. I would say with a 16,
Oh.
a celestial could carry you and Persephone, or it could carry Zelmira and Persephone, or it could carry Typhon, and actually could carry almost any two of you.
Got it. But
Except for Rim. Except for Rim.
Except for Rim.
Oh.
But okay, but it's only an hour of flight then. But which I could. Because I don't have my 6th level, but I do. Oh, I've only got 1 5th level left. Okay. So back to teleport then. Because otherwise we can only fly the 10 minutes, and we'll be 10 minutes closer to it getting away from us.
What if? So 2 hours of flight.
Mm-hmm.
What if I send a familiar with an object and we just hunker down and it takes that object to, or could I just command the familiar to go grab some gravel from outside the Emporium once it settles down and then just
These are
poof out of existence and
sure.
come back?
These are possibilities. Absolutely. I don't know. Did we determine that the familiar could bring something back with it? I guess we did, didn't we? That would work.
So Mira, don't you have the ability to fly or move?
I can only do Misty Step, but I've already done it. And so I can only do it once a long rest.
Let's let's do the thing where we get the item from outside the Emporium, and I can summon the hut. We can hang out here for a while.
All right.
Does it usually stay for days in one spot, the Emporium? Between moves?
It's random. It seems to go on the whims of Mahadi.
So I was wondering if we would long rest or if we would just.
That is up to you. At any
Also,
rate, you summon the
can I
hut.
actually teleport? I might have misread my thing here. Just learn any spell, not cast any spell. Gosh darn it.
You do you set the hut up? It will be a relief from the heat, nothing else.
My AC sounds nice.
Let's do it. Let's do it regardless as we're trying to figure out what to do.
So the hut comes up and the heat is immediately lessened. Do you find it easier to think? I do believe you still have a use of a help of teleportation.
I thought we used it. Or
Did you use it on the train? I don't think you did.
Yeah.
yeah, I did. That's how we got out.
No, we
Because
drove
we
out.
banished,
Banished me.
Banished him, and then you
and then the
teleported
rest
out.
of us teleported out.
So you did. Good remembering. Indeed.
Yeah.
Then, what you gonna do?
I could do the thing I mentioned before. I
Wait.
could.
So how conceivably how far away is the Emporium from us?
2 hours of.
You need it is moving. It will
crow
move
flight?
past you unless you get within its unless you get within its range.
But like flight is what, 60 feet per.
It's 60. If you went as fast as you could, meaning you would dash, it's 120 feet.
Well, so
120 feet. 120 feet each round. 120 feet times
so
a minute.
hear me out. If Zelmira burns key points, she can double dash because she can dash as a bonus action, which gives her over 200. It's 200 feet.
Okay.
So burning that 200 feet with however many key points she has, can she get to the Emporium with what? God, what is it?
Possibly.
200 times 11 is.
You're
Point.
gonna send her on a marathon in hell.
I mean, basically, I'm good. Like, but here's the thing: is when she moves, she runs across surfaces.
Yeah.
That
I
is
mean,
how
is it the same
all-
doing like overland movement as it is doing combat? Like 10 minutes is. 2
We'll
hours
say
is
this.
like
It will be
a few hundred rounds of combat.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Jax did not roll very high on his survival check for how
Okay.
far away it is. I will say that.
Okay. So even if we have her like fastest monk alive, just like
It's possible that it's not 2 hours away.
The fly doesn't say how many people I can carry. Just
I would say that since you're so small, it could carry you and one other person.
so. But I'm just okay. But beyond that, if we get Zelmira to there, she can't. We still don't have the ability to teleport, right?
Correct.
Apparently not. So it's going to be hoofing it, which means a long and arduous journey, but possible. And it seems to be your only hope.
Or I could walk into the book and into the Emporium and buy a car and drive it back here.
Or you could do that.
Now,
Maybe.
But here's the thing: if you do that, and you set up, can you set up the hut and then no? Because the second you leave the hut, it's gone. Yeah.
Correct.
And I imagine the hut isn't a ritual cast, is it?
It is.
Oh, it is. Oh, but it's not available to clerics, is it?
No.
Balls.
I need help, friends.
Your choices
I
would
have
seem to
no
be
idea what to
either
do.
do what Typhon is suggesting. He doesn't necessarily have to buy a car. There are things at your disposal that he could use to barter for other things that would help. The other option is for you to hoof it. Try and make it to where the Wandering Emporium will pass. You
Thanks.
may or you may not. It is.
So-
Closer to the river.
It's far
close.
enough away that it's not
Okay.
a
Not
not
helpful.
So
an
this,
option.
the strange. If I walk into the Citadel, if I do the book into the Citadel thing, what happens then if I go into the Wandering Emporium? Can I go back into the Citadel and then come back out through the book, or what happens to the book if
You
I?
will- when you teleport to the Citadel, you always a copy of the book stays wherever it was that you left, and wherever
Okay.
that copy goes, that's where you go back to.
Okay.
So that is a possibility. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. The other possibility is you
Just walk.
just walk and hope.
Maybe we should just go.
It's that or stay in this conversation till.
Yes.
Oh God, this is the hell, isn't it?
The goal of this interlude has been achieved, which is it's crappy to be in hell. So
I get it.
I had thought, unfortunately, I had thought that you had teleport at your disposal for some reason, but
the gifts was the
apparently
friendships we lost along the way.
Zelmira's got a level of exhausted, hasn't she?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I let her on the back of the fly.
All right.
Oh, you can
the
fly
two of
with
you
me.
The two of you fly, and the rest of you begin the trudge, heading in the direction that Jax saw the Wandering Emporium. Hour goes by. Another hour. Constitution saving throws and wisdom saving throws, please.
Including the flying people, yeah?
Flying people, you get to make your Constitution full of throw at advantage.
Are these happening simultaneously? Like at the same time?
I mean, for all intents and purposes, they are. It's
Okay.
like it has to do with an hour's worth of travel.
Okay. I was just wondering about my like arcane deflection or whatever feature. If I would be able to use it on both if I failed both, or if I should with inspiration.
With your don't forget to add the 4 for being nearby Silas. So Jax, you have saved Zelmira.
Oh, we're doing Constitution scores.
Constitutions first and wisdoms. So far, I haven't seen anybody roll below a 12.
Rim's Constitution save is
Yes, it's
low.
bad. You have failed your Constitution save. You have a level of exhaustion, Rim.
Okay.
All right, and then Wisdom after that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
You've with your 4 from Silas, you've saved.
All right. Falcon looks at Zelmira, notices she seems a little
Peaky.
Yeah. You all right, Zelmira?
I've been better.
We will
mean?
have that one roll stand for the rest of this journey.
You're on the back of my
Needless to
fly. You're enjoying it.
And needless to say, as you trek foot after foot, step after step, feeling the heat, the cloud of dust becomes visible to you. You see it get closer and closer, and you do what you can to pick up your pace. But it seems that the faster you step, the slower you move. However, as it passes, you see it stop. The vehicles trailing behind it come up, form the sort of makeshift parking lot that you've seen before. You hear a loud as the large infernal machines that seem far too big to even exist begin to shrink down and then spread into their familiar circle as the Wandering Emporium is set up. And it is just another half a mile. After another few minutes, you stumble towards the front of it, and you can smell the odd scents and hear the barely audible, but nevertheless pleasant music. And
Do we need
just
to-
as you approach, you see Brezka, the large half-giant, coming out and putting the sign in front. Welcome to the Wandering Emporium. No fights, no spells, no exceptions. What do you do?
Get a car.
Silas, as our resident vehicle expert, Any prospects?
Zilmira, do you feel not
Please tell me that's the look I get.
hidden?
I don't think I should probably go in.
As you standing in the group of parked infernal machines, you do see the odd creatures that seem to be made out of stone with the golden cracks, or the molten cracks moving as they move in amongst the infernal machines. They are obviously guarding them.
Zelmira, if you look after the fly, it'll be better than standing on the ground.
Okay.
Don't feed him.
I wouldn't dream of touching him.
The fly moves its head towards you as you say, "Don't feed him."
Oh, you
Jade.
do want feeding. I'll give him a rat kebab.
As you hold out the food, the front of the fly splits, and you realize that this carapace that this fly makes up, this fly, it's actually kind of like a suit or armor or a mech almost, and it opens up, and you see a little furry proboscis come out. Take it inside. The front of it closes.
What a cutie.
I feel like Sean just created another labyrinth character or something like that.
So should we try to purchase a war machine? I know that some here might be morally opposed to that form of transportation, but desperate times.
As you step into the Emporium, you see an individual coming forward. It is not Mahadi.
Do we recognize them at all?
You do. This would be Captain Dongalion. He aided you at one point
Oh yeah.
with his odd machine. You're not quite sure how it worked, but he and his compatriots seemed to repel out of the air, out of something that was flying but was not visible.
That's right. The other ragtag group of adventurers that we came across.
And he steps forward and says, Welcome to the Wandering Emporium, travelers. You seem weary. Please, come in. I highly recommend a visit to the spa for the lot of you.
Our business is likely to be brief this time. We need to purchase a war machine.
A long gray cloak with a salt and pepper beard, sort of a wry smile. And the most noticeable thing about him is the fact that his right arm appears to be perhaps still encapsulating an arm of some sort, but if so, it is covered with so much armor and machine-like parts that it is difficult to see if it is in fact flesh and blood or partly a machine. And he takes this metallic hand and scratches his head. Purchase a war machine? Well, you must have quite a bit of coin.
Yeah, like how much do you think we have?
I wouldn't even begin to try to guess. Well, if you're looking to buy a machine, I recommend you speak to the salamanders. There's other ways of getting around, though.
Like what?
Such as?
Well, I seem to recall you having some sort of magical ability. Can't you just I don't know, summon a carpet or something?
What?
There was a carpet, wasn't there? Seriously, at the magic store. Am I totally misremembering?
No idea.
Huh.
Well, if you're set on buying a machine, then off you go.
Tell us more about this magic carpet, though.
There's magic carpets, there's magic hats. To purchase a war machine, or even just a small one, that's quite a lot. No offense, but you
Forgive
don't
me,
look
Captain.
too well healed at the moment.
Are there leasing options?
No, they're not.
It's the least I could do. But...
Let's look at the magic shop and see if they
Yeah.
have a,
Magic carpet.
You enter into Mahadi's magic shop. There you do not see Agamemnia, as
She's dead, isn't
you
she?
may or may not recall, she is no more. You do, however, see a strange creature sitting at the desk, examining a small cube. Gray fur, but bipedal. A long, fluffy tail, wearing robes. A fox-like face, except where there should be 2 eyes, there are many. You can't tell just by looking at it, but you think that perhaps he has a dozen or more. All the eyes blink in unison and look up.
Welcome to the magic shop. What can I interest you all in today?
We require aid in traveling across this plane. We find the war machines to be a bit brutish.
They
Good for their
are
brutal
that.
purpose, but, well, we're looking to travel quietly and quickly.
Magic is what you're looking for.
That is why we came to this shop, yes.
I have such things at my disposal. What are your price ranges? Do you have anything to trade?
We might. Show us your options first.
I have this. And he moves the cube in such a way, and you see an image appear over his desk. Looks very similar to a helmet that you once possessed, or perhaps still do.
Helm of teleportation.
Indeed.
This one's rechargeable, right?
Do you already have one?
No. We've encountered something similar.
If you have one that is spent, I can recharge it.
What is your price?
Make me an offer.
Rim silently heaves the massive axe.
No!
No?
Too late!
Nobody can wield it.
But that's like mega valuable. We could probably get some soul coins for just spend some soul coins on this one.
Maybe he can
He looks at the axe, and he's like,
My.
something that travels silent.
I have a certain item that could be of use.
And he moves the cube again, and you see a beautiful rug on display in front of you all. Do you know what this is?
Do we know what that is?
You may make a history check.
Ooh, a history check.
Or, obviously, an arcana check.
Okay. I have a 21.
21. It would appear to be a carpet of flying.
Oh, that's cool. I look at Typhon and I say, I want that. I want it.
Could it carry all of us?
I have 2 models to sell. One could not. The other could. One is useful for one person, but it is extremely fast. The other, good for perhaps 600 pounds. Not as fast. Half as fast.
What are you asking for it?
This axe is remarkable. May I ask how you acquired it?
You may not.
I would be a little rude to take it, given its history, but it is very tempting. Do you have anything to sweeten the offer?
Something more than a rare item such as this?
It is very nice, but then so is what I'm offering. Especially here. Travel without having to set foot on hell. That's quite valuable, would you say?
Yes. However, travel is simply that. This item that lays before you is storied. It has had one wielder.
Yes.
Avernus is made up of grand events, terrible falls, immense successes. This is a piece of the history of this land that will be remembered. It is not simply a tool.
Anything else that the wielder of this weapon possessed? You never know what could come in handy.
We'll keep an eye out for it.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh dear. Why do I do the talking? I'm using my inspiration.
Okay, yeah. Use that.
9.
9. His hand reaches out and he strokes the axe, and then I'm afraid I cannot, but by all means, let us continue this conversation. Refreshments. You quite thirsty?
Complimentary, are they?
Let's say they're good manners, especially when discussing such weighty matters.
Why don't you be a little more straightforward with us? What do you want? You name your price.
I will accept the axe and 4 soul coins.
1 soul coin.
3 soul coins.
1 soul coin.
That's not how this works.
We don't have to have the carpet. It'd be nice, but
2, and
I
you
don't think
charge
they'll
the helm
have-
as well.
interesting.
Yes. And he takes the axe and it disappears off the table.
I will take out the teleportation band and 2 soul coins as well and hand them over.
Return in 1 hour, and I will have your item and this prepared for you.
Well then.
At least we don't have to spend more soul coins charging the carpet.
No. Don't.
All right.
Well,
so you have an hour to kill. What will you do? Do you wish to stay here?
Get a haircut from
Up to
our
you.
friend, though. Persephone is interested in going to talk to her, so
Okay.
she'll make her way that way.
I
and
doesn't
then
know
fight
anything
Alpha
about this person.
Yeah.
No. Out you go.
Wait,
DM.
Jax, how married are you to that flower?
Why? It's my flower.
Well, what if you kept the wrap it's in? Just thought we could do a good deed in hell today.
But then there'd be no flower.
It would still exist, but you wouldn't get to see it every day.
Well, I've been taking care of it.
No, you don't have to.
Oh, I like to. Where's it gonna go?
I was gonna give it back.
Oh. Oh, I could do that.
Just make sure you keep the wrapping.
Oh, the
You
magical...
know the flower won't survive without the wrapping, right? The flower was dying almost immediately once we took the wrapping off.
Was it?
What would it have the life of a flower? Like it's not gonna disintegrate.
On Faerun, it would.
Yeah, the life of a flower in hell.
It almost drooped immediately the moment we took the wrapping off. It wouldn't last long.
Yeah. My oak tree's probably dead by now.
Crap. Never mind. I thought that'd be kind of cute.
DM, is Zelmira forbidden to enter the Emporium, or is it just that-
as far as you know, no one has ever forbade her from entering the Emporium. You just know that Mahadi said that while she was with you, you could not purchase anything here. But none of you have seen Mahadi.
She could just kind of come in and test and Persephone could be like, "Ugh, what are you doing here?" And they could like square and like pretend like they're not friends for a second.
Ew, she smells. Can I buy this, please?
So
Well, you enter into the rest of the Wandering Emporium unless you wish to stay. Typhon, anybody staying inside the magic shop?
No. I had some questions. I had I guess this is a good place to think about it. I had a deal with a flame skull about a spell component.
Yes.
Just wondering if
Go on.
the hellish courier has made it yet, or if it's
Yes, I would say definitely the Hellish Courier
okay.
has made it.
Trying to pick up your USP hex.
Just, I guess a little imp shows up and gives me, what is it? I forgot what it is. It's form. It's like a pickled tentacle of an aberration or something like that.
Something, a formaldehyde jar or something like that. Yes, it is. It has been delivered, indeed.
Awesome.
You have that.
And
go ahead.
May I buy a couple jars of special spell ointment? It's a 25 gold piece cost that is consumed, so it's not super valuable.
Yes, that is definitely for sale here.
Okay. Is there... Yeah, okay. Have some money, so I'll mark off 3 of those. Cool. All right, Typhon's done shopping.
I've got 2 candles of permanent darkness. Are they willing to trade anything for them?
They will buy them from you for 50 gold pieces apiece, but other than that, they're not very interested.
I was looking at other magical items that they may possibly have.
He looks rather disdainfully at your candles that cast darkness, which so many creatures down here can just do. Admits that they are, in fact, magic items, but is not going to be of value to anyone. He probably will try to disintegrate them and siphon off their magic energy for something else.
Oh. That's all I got to trade.
What is Zelmira's hairstyle?
Zelmira's hairstyle is not dissimilar to like Elvira, where it's like she's definitely rocking a beehive. No, but it's
No
like
way.
the color.
I was like, where is this going?
The color's similar, but so she's got long raven tresses, but with silver at either temple, and her hair just flows down like a dark waterfall.
I love it. That's amazing. All right, so Falcon looks at Zelmira's.
Did you get that, Jade?
Yeah. Her silver-crested dark waterfall, and she says,
The silver's like the moon twinkling in the
Nice.
dark waters by moonlight.
So Falcon looks at Zelmira's hair, and she's just like, let's go get our hair done. She like grabs her hand and starts to walk her into the Emporium.
Right. You step out into the Emporium. It is as you remembered, Zelmira. And you look over your shoulder everywhere you walk, hoping not to see the familiar blue-robed proprietor of the Wandering Emporium, but he's nowhere to be seen.
Are you okay?
Yeah, if we could stay to the perimeter and kind of in the shadows.
You have met me, right? Like, I'm not exactly the most subtle of creatures. I mean, I try sometimes, but
Well, I appreciate your companionship. And Zelmira gives Falcon's hand a squeeze.
As you're walking with Falcon, you look and you pass by a individual wearing green robe with a neck that is exposed, and then a helmet, a mask on their face that has horns sticking off it, 5 horns. Reminds you very much of certain cultists that you encountered in Baldur's Gate at one point. Cultists of the Dragon Queen.
yes.
As you are walking by, the eyes follow you. you do notice this, Falkren, with your perception.
It appears I have a gentleman caller.
Oh. Well, that's exciting.
Past that booth, and other people come in between you and this individual, and
We, God, it seems like another lifetime ago, we ran into some cultists for the Dragon Queen, and having met her in person, I can see why her people are so awful. But I'm interested in taking you. Well, I'm sure you remember Bernie.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, I have a special relationship with Bernie.
Oh, but do tell. She seemed very sort of mysterious last time I spoke with her, though she was very helpful, very kind.
She is mysterious. She can also be. It's just unnerving, the things that she knows without you telling her.
Right? Oh my God! Thank you. That's the perfect word for it. Yes, she's a little spookum. You know? Yeah.
Yes, spookum.
Yeah, spookum. Yeah. So yeah. So I walked in there and she was all like, "Hey, you want your haircut? By the way, I know things." And you're just like,
so,
That is
Rin,
exactly
where are
what
you at this
happened.
moment?
Me? I imagine he's probably just sitting outside, kind of staring off into space.
I have this image of Rim just walking around the outside of the Emporium, just everybody hurt.
Jax, where are you? Still looking around. Did you?
Yeah, I obviously know I'm not allowed to steal things, and so I will just be walking around. And I know obviously we've got this handkerchief thing, so, but I've obviously deemed that it doesn't work for me, so I surely would have handed it to someone else.
You never did.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just hang around with Falcon and Zelmira.
Okay. So just sort of wandering around.
Yeah.
Silas, what are you up to?
Next to us.
Looking for cars, apparently.
Looking for cars. All right. Well, you have been directed towards the two salamanders. Actually, there's only one there at the moment that run the place where you had upgrades given to your last vehicle. The name escapes me at the moment of what it is called.
What's done?
I think it's called the Fire Snake Pit.
Oh,
Is that what you want to do? I don't know that anybody else is doing that.
As I would get there, I have no soul coins and I have no artifacts of value to trade, so I'd probably just wander around aimlessly.
can we see him?
Sure. I don't think he's
I'm invisible.
being stealthy.
I imagine that's like, if I move slowly enough.
He has
Hasn't
been
worn off yet. I'm still
He's
invisible.
he's been very quiet ever since Eastland left.
And could I? Well, could I find? I have a few more spell components that I want to.
Okay. This is the place
purchase.
to get spell components.
Yeah,
Unless it's something
so-
that requires like a long time to create, you should be able to find it here.
No, it's some expensive incense and some ivory strips. It's basically.
These are common enough, easily
Okay.
purchasable.
DM, did we establish that telepathy is not magic in terms of the Emporium?
No. To cast the spell, telepathy would be magic. Now, if you have the ability to be telepathic because of natural ability or something like that, then
So if I ask Jax to talk to people, are we going to get zapped for magic use?
that would be magic use. technically.
Okay.
And-
Just
I get caught, right? Like, it's not like they can just sense it.
I think they might be able to. It's pretty strict.
Yeah. No, we're It's a no. The gym is neutral territory. So
And DM, when with the Tome of the Citadel, the spells that it can innately cast, do those require components still?
It's an item, so I believe if an item can cast a spell,
Oh yeah,
then-
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
That they don't.
They
Okay,
don't require components.
interesting.
It allows you
that
to
case
learn the spell, not cast the spell.
It casts the spell. I'm
It's-
looking.
well,
in
it casts certain spells, but you can't use
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you learn the spells that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I
yeah.
got you there. Can you cast spells inside the Citadel of Parchment if you were to go?
It's possible.
Okay. Well, then maybe that's too complicated. I will step
you
out
do
of
not
the
get the
Emporium.
impression that the Citadel of Parchment is actually in the Emporium, so it would not be under the rules, the auspices of the rules.
Gotcha. And there is access to it here that would not take charges or whatever.
The last time you visited it, when you went to the Tempo room, that was the Citadel of Parchment, and you accessed it through the spa, Infernal Rapture.
So I'm not sure if spellcasting is possible. You said it might be. I'm trying to think.
I don't know that you've
If-
ever cast a spell in there, so
Would there be a way to find out?
we'll talk.
Okay.
You need to know now.
Well,
We're probably
Part of
going to
what we
start
have here,
next
I was-
session in here.
wanting to cast just a spell, an information spell, not like a big thing. But
Gotcha.
I could step outside and do it too. Take 10 minutes and read my book outside the walls of
Probably
the
would be
Emporium.
wiser. I mean, there are
Let's do that.
spells. There are spells that can be cast in the Citadel of Parchment, but there's a limit, obviously, because of the nature of
Yeah,
what it contains.
that makes sense. Well, I will step outside and I'm going to, having observed some of this and just having there's been a itch of curiosity and an ongoing frustration with their conversation. So Typhon is going to step outside and listen to the tome and all the voices speaking from within it and just ask the book, tell me the truth of Vandria Gilmatrith, and cast legend lore.
Interesting.
He'd rolled religion before, pretty high, so he knows quite a bit about it.
Mm-hmm.
It, but Typhon is voraciously curious and wants to know more. So,
The whispers begin. What specifically are you looking for? Because you did roll really high in religion check before. So is there something specific, something that you want to know? We're kind of in that territory.
I feel like he would have been intelligent enough to begin the suspicion of her heritage being Dark Elven. I don't think I completely got there. So that's...
The spell reveals to you that she was most definitely not Dark Elven.
okay.
She is one of the children of Corleon Larethian, and therefore was particularly wait a minute. Yeah, so she is a child of Lolth, but before Lolth fell.
Yeah.
So technically a child of Lolth, but not Dark Elven.
Okay.
So before Lolth was cursed, she stayed, of course, with the Seldarine, and therefore and fought with the Seldarine, fought for the Seldarine, and therefore did not suffer the same curse as her brother and her mother.
Okay.
Was there something else?
No, I guess not. I don't know what I was really looking for. I thought maybe there was a aha that I was missing.
No,
But,
it's the Lolth's dark elven children are Veyraun and Elistri, and Vandria is definitely not dark elven.
Ah, okay.
Was that what you were looking for?
Yes, I suppose.
Okay.
Have we-
Go ahead, Falcon.
Yeah, have we made it to Bernie's tent yet?
You have, and as you come, the flap opens and you see the dark-skinned, barefooted.
Jumping back a
Very-
second, DM, sorry, I just wanted to clarify that. Like upon seeing Silas talking to the vehicle people, I would have shouted to him. Like I was kidding about the vehicle thing. I just assumed you had the proficiency, and then I kind of wave him over a little bit. And as soon as he gets within earshot of, or not within earshot, but as soon as we get close enough, I say, there are cultists of the Dragon Queen, which have taken notice of us. I don't know if you want to. We're going to go into the barbers. I don't know if you want to keep an eye out while we go in, see if they seem to be following us, or.
I'll stay near the entrance, but I'll try to hide.
All right, make a stealth check.
That's an 8.
Not,
Remarkably
Do I know
conspicuous.
that it's an 8? Do I know how
Do I
good I'm
know?
hiding?
You? So
I'm hiding.
I'm picturing you observing, like you've seen Jax do his thing. You could do that, and how hard can it be? You sort of contort your body a little bit, and you look uncomfortable, but you feel like you must be less conspicuous than you were a moment ago. As you are doing this,
do the rest of us see him do this?
yeah, yes, of course, of course you do. We rolled an 8. The flap opens, and you feel a hand on your shoulder, Silas.
Disembodied hand?
No, you feel it on your shoulder. I mean, it feels like it might have a body attached to it, but until you
It's
turn
not
to
like a
look, you won't
zombie
know.
hand attached
Can you
to a
can you
weird
tell that
head
Sean has
arm.
attacked us with disembodied hands before? Oh, stream watchers.
So you turn and you see the dark brown eyes of Bernie the barber standing there, and she looks at you and she takes your hand, brings it to her mouth, and kisses it. Blessed be the hand. I'm very happy to see you all, she says, with a big smile. Is there anything I can do for you?
DM, exactly how many days has it been since I shaved my head?
4.
Okay. So I've got some stubble going on right now, but that's
Because
It's probably been more like 6 now that I think about it, because that was
Yeah.
before you went to the Flying Fortress.
it was-
So we'll say about a week. Say
it was-
about a
yeah.
week.
It's been a long time.
Indeed, it has.
Okay, cool. So I've still got some like stubbly bits going on. All right, fair enough.
She looks at you. She looks at Zelmira. He's not here. Be at ease.
Who's not here?
What did you say, Zelmira?
There's a cat that fight happening in real time. One moment, please.
Okay.
She's talking about me. I'm stealth. I'm not here.
It's just she leans out the curtain. Leans out the tent to Silas. Knock it up.
Looks over at you. That's what I thought she said. But she looks over at you, Jackson, smiles. Would you like a gumdrop?
Is it a magical item?
To some?
Yes.
She reaches into a pouch at her waist and pulls out a handful of brightly colored small objects. They look like candy.
Oh. Hang on a minute. I remember the last time someone gave me one of these.
What happened?
I couldn't speak.
To be more precise, his mouth was sealed shut. And
Would you prefer a lollipop?
Oh, yes, please.
She reaches into a patch again, puts away the gumdrops, and brings out a lollipop. It is a beautiful, dark, chocolatey, bronze-looking color.
I will instantly put it in my mouth, and I'm guessing it does exactly the same thing.
No, but it is delicious.
Is it not? Oh, okay.
yeah, I was waiting for that. It's like, Jax can't talk. All right.
Yeah. Shuts him up, though.
Well,
Where
we've
are the rest
had...
of your friends?
Oh, they are around. Did you see Persephone come by?
Did I?
I was on my way there, but if she was
right.
already here, then no, I wouldn't have. I would have missed her, right?
I'm sorry, I guess we did this out of order. Why don't we say that, yes, when you came by the last time, for some reason, you didn't see her.
Okay.
So you make a circuit looking around, and then you come back and you see now that she is speaking with Silas and Falkren. And Jax.
Well, I thought my friend Zelmira here could, I don't know, use... Oh, I could definitely use a shave. My dwarvish beard is coming in quite thick, so I figured I could...
Whatever you want. Zelmira, how are you?
I'm doing as well as I can be. You should start with Falkren. I'll just stand here. I'll watch.
Very well. Falkren, she expertly shaves your face, shaves your neck, shaves your head.
No need to shave my head, Bernie.
Ah. Very well.
Figured I'd let it grow out again.
It is, again, a very calming and pleasing experience. You find the intensity of Avernus, and especially of the last few days, lessens almost as if being dulled by several months of time passing.
It's good to see you again, Bernie.
She nods, looks at you, Jax, and points, what's that you have there?
It's my magical handkerchief that doesn't work.
It's around the flower?
Yeah. You take it off, you put it around your eyes, and you can't see.
Ah.
I do that. See? I can't see anything.
Most effective blindfold.
But it keeps the flower alive.
That's what I was looking at. Strange to see something so beautiful here. Who's next?
I'd love a shave.
I think Zelmira
That's
could stand to have a little bit of self-care. If that's all right.
Cat just
Did that cat just slap you?
It's like, shut up! Jax seems to want to go. Jax, why don't you go ahead? And Zelmira kind of ushers him towards the seat and into the chair.
Say, Falkren looks at Jax and goes,
I'll have a full shave. You can see he's got no hair at all. He's hairless.
This will be a difficult job. She begins to foam up the lather, looks over towards you, Silas. Anything for you?
No.
damn it.
I see Silas pointing at my eyebrows. No, not my eyebrows.
She covers your chin and your head with soapy lather. Feels weird. There's a tingling sensation. Just on this side of the head. This side, there's no tingle. That's how you know the dandruff. Sorry. She lathers you up. She shaves you expertly. As she does, things could be worse, Jax. You've got a lollipop. You've got a clean head.
They have lollipops in hell?
And you've got a beautiful flower.
I go
Plenty
sit
of
down
suckers
very
who know.
happy.
Yeah, Bernie gave him a lollipop. It was amazing.
I'm shocked that they have them.
So what are you talking about? There's always plenty of suckers in hell.
Got him.
I will refresh my memory. Rim, did you ever meet Bernie? I know that Artem did.
Yeah, they did meet, and she
Cleaned his scales.
She cleaned his scales. She saw his holy symbol, and they had a conversation about it. But he has not been able to bring himself to do anything but sit outside at the moment.
All right. Well, I hope he will come to say hello. Persephone.
No.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I guess just a shampoo.
Well, you have to wait your turn. I have to see to Zelmira first. But she sits you down in the chair, Zelmira. What would you like today, my dear?
Is there any way you could put on gloves or something before you touch me?
I assure you I'm quite hygienic.
It's not a matter of hygiene. I would just prefer to keep my thoughts and experiences my own today.
Then yours they shall be. She doesn't have gloves, but as she begins to touch your shoulders and prepare for this service, you don't feel anything different. You're sitting in a chair. Somebody's washing your hair. It's not unpleasant, but it's not restorative.
Thank you.
Tell me of your adventures.
Well, I'm sure you've noticed that I'm not accompanied by the people with whom I arrived in this place.
Oh, well, they left some time ago, as I recall.
Left is a generous way of putting it.
Well, but you managed to leave the Emporium. I know you were unhappy here. And you found new friends.
Zelmira looks to the members of the party that have gathered into the tent. Yes, I've had some fortune in that way. They've been very kind.
A rare commodity here.
Truly.
Are you sure there's nothing I can do for you? You've all been through so much, and I have so little to offer, but I want to help.
Zelmira considers her offer and eventually shakes her head yes and gives her consent.
As you do, you feel a wave of relief wash over you. The trek that you have made begins to leave your memory. The weariness in your arms and in your legs fades. You take a deep breath. You smell flowers. And when you breathe out, you're no longer exhausted.
Yay!
If only it worked that way in real life, huh?
God, no kidding.
She looks at you once more, Silas. Please.
Please what?
Please. I must cut your hair.
Why?
Because it's long.
At the very least, it could do with brushing.
Brushing. What's... Oh, brushing.
Flick, flick.
Do you not trust me?
That's not a fair question. Silas doesn't trust anyone.
He trusts me.
That's not true.
Well, outside of the party. Well, and his god. And... Okay, so there's some people.
Go on, Silas. Have a haircut.
Do you only cut hair?
I provide tonsorial services.
Sounds amazing.
Take it easy, Sweeney Todd.
No pies.
You've seen that show too. Wonderful.
Let me sharpen my blades.
Very well.
She has you sit in her chair. She puts her hand on your shoulder, and there's relief to be had. You can feel the tension that you've been carrying with you for as long as you can remember. Although it really started perhaps the first time you set foot in your temple back in Baldur's Gate. This pressure, this focus, this desire to live up to an expectation, either your goddess's or your own. It doesn't go away. It just eases a bit. A few moments of peace, less pain. The side of your body that is burned and always hurts a little bit, but especially was screaming during the journey across Avernus before you reached here. It cools. as she washes your hair, gives it a few clips, and talks of nothing. But at the end of it, it is very restorative. You feel refreshed. Thank you.
What did you mean about my hand?
I don't know what came over me. It is a saying, a greeting, perhaps. I felt compelled to do it. I hope it was not too forward of me. Was that an insight check?
I was going to ask to do that, but then I realized that I had actually walked out of the tent to go and see if
Get
we
Rim.
can get
Gotcha.
our doleful dragonborn. So
You do.
He allows himself to be led, but you can see his head is in another place.
While that is happening, do you wish to continue this conversation, Silas?
I would like to make an insight check,
Go for it.
because that's an evasive answer.
I know, right? She does this all the time. We were just talking about it.
It was an evasive answer. As she says
You're
this,
right. In fact, it
she
was.
sees as she says this, when you say that, you see a very, very slight widening of the eyes as she realizes that she shouldn't have said that. It's because she rolled a 2. Even with all of her bonuses, she could not beat a 13.
Does that? No, I'm not there. Okay.
You're not there.
Ask her. It is customary to exchange gossip, yes.
It is. There's a bit of an art to it.
I am not skilled.
Ah.
The gossip is, we killed Archon the Cruel. Now, tell me something that I don't know.
There
I love how you gossip, Silas.
are many souls, I would imagine, that are pleased to know that he is no more.
I already knew that.
I am pleased.
A goblin killed Archon the Cruel.
Did he?
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Who was it?
We've only seen a few goblins here.
Did he? I had assumed. Well,
Spread the word.
Hang on a minute, you're talking about me.
I am.
I didn't kill him, you killed him.
No,
I
I helped
stabbed
him
him a
along
few
finally.
times. Stabbed him. He was
Let it
really
be known.
easy.
Let it be known that the goblin that killed Archon the Cruel said it was really easy.
He was a bit weak.
I'm sure Archon would have loved to know that.
And now, Barbara, tell me something about me that would cause you to act the way you did.
I felt compelled to do it.
And indeed, I could have compelled you, but I did not. Why did you feel so then?
It was... It was just being polite, Silas.
In hell.
Doesn't cost me anything. I hope you won't ask any more questions.
Then it would be rude to.
She smiles and relaxes a little bit as Falkren and Rim arrive.
Look who I found just wandering outside. I'm sure he would want to say hi to you.
Hello.
You see him kind of raise his head and sheepishly tilt a nod.
You have some new jewelry.
Does he?
She's pointing to the holy symbol around his neck.
That's not new. She saw it the last time.
She says it anyway.
He looks down at it.
There is a slight change in it.
What change does he see?
You see the platinum dragon, but then on the platinum dragon's back, you see a small golden figure representing a Hollyphant.
You see Rim shake a little. I don't understand.
It's very pretty. Does it help you?
He clutches it tightly, and he thinks of Lulu. I think it might.
Then why do you need to understand? I think I have just the thing for you. And she rummages around in a drawer and brings out a small vial of oil, which she rubs on a cloth and begins to pass it over each one of your scales. And as she does, they begin to just glow with a lustrous shine. The dirt and dust of Avernus passes away from your body, and any light in this area, a small lamp in her tent, and also lights hanging from the various chains that crisscross the Wandering Emporium, they just light and dazzle and dance all over your scales. As she finishes the top, she says, I think I should avoid doing too much more. After all, sometimes it's good to be unseen.
Rim looks up gratefully at her. I don't feel like I deserve this kindness, Bernie. I have failed to do something I was charged to do.
Well, now, unless I'm very much mistaken, you have good friends who will help you through this.
And you see him nod slightly.
I can only think of one failure. In their duties in regards to this symbol that you wear. And thanks to you all, he has been dealt with.
Rim feels a compulsion to be honest with her. You know who has the artifact, Bernie.
I don't. But I can guess. That's more than a simple barber should worry about. The falling city, however, that is most distressing. I certainly hope that there are those that can keep it from happening.
What would a simple barber do?
A simple barber has done what she can.
Thank you.
Your exhaustion is gone. Persephone, you arrive.
She just requests a shampoo.
All right. Much as with the others, now that you're all gathered here in a group, this small tent. Oddly, you would never think that so many of you could fit comfortably inside, but something about Bernie's presence, it's just calming, and you find conversation comes easy. And although there is a great deal on your mind in terms of what the future could bring, what you know the future will bring, you have, for a moment, a few conversations amongst yourselves that have nothing to do with hell, have nothing to do with the stakes. Bernie just brought it up herself. It passes into the conversation just as a, oh yes, there is that, but in the meantime, plenty of other less worrisome things to discuss. It is not a compulsion. It is something that can be resisted. But a brief moment of respite from hell is what you can all experience here. And as she finishes with your hair, Persephone, she looks at you all and says, "Thank you all so much. I do hope we meet again."
Can I have another lolly?
Of course. She reaches in and gives you another lollipop, and gives you another one. Make sure to give this one to Typhon.
Oh. Okay. He may not like lollies. I might have to wait till he's asleep.
He might find that difficult.
Uh-oh.
You did that to yourself, big guy.
Yes, sir.
Why do I have an image of Typhon like sleeping and a little forked tongue being like?
As you all depart, Typhon, you return to the magic shop. You are given a flying carpet, a carpet of flying. It is 5 feet by 7 feet. It is not very wide, but it is wide enough that several of you can sit on it at once. And it can carry 600 pounds and travel 40 feet. It can carry more than that, but it will go slow if it is... Well, here, I'll just put it here.
Overburden.
After it travels 40 feet, can it travel another 40 feet?
No, just the 40 feet.
All
Be
this.
the
I'm like,
greatest 40 feet we've ever traveled,
That's,
though.
and that's all you get, folks.
Wow.
Thanks for riding.
Yeah, it's like, I can show you this 400 feet.
The carpet is presented, and it is let's see, the Arcanoloff blinks at you, and he's Typhon, and he says,
You may choose the activation word. Lollipop.
Yeastland.
What was it gonna be?
Everybody hurts.
I was trying to think if there was something. Man, I should.
you can think about it.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
We are coming to a close. Does anybody have anything they wish to do or say before we sign off for the night?
We'll pick up other things at the start of next session, I imagine.
Very well.
Oh, Jax was going to, as we're resting, or if we're like staying the night, whatever, he was going to go over to Rim and start massaging his feet.
It always makes me feel better.
That's all he
That's
does.
a good place to stop. We'll just I don't know.
Is it something I said? Where's everyone going?
Maybe you could
Does
learn
Elmira
how
have
to
one more
massage your own feet. I was just
Who?
gonna say maybe Jax could learn now at this point to massage his own feet.
Doesn't feel the same.
We could get him.
That's true. That's
Silas.
Oh my God, yeah.
What did you say?
I thought that Zelmira was about to do something.
Oh, she did.
She went like this. And then
She said,
Oh yeah, it was
Oh,
the
good.
foot comment.
I see. Got it. And that will be where we end our session for this evening. A little
Talking
disjointed,
about
but
feet.
We're yes, absolutely.